heart to you. Freedom becoming true. Nobody else like you. Do what you promised to, and I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for your love. I'm so grateful, grateful, grateful. I'm so grateful. I need you in my life. Grateful, grateful,
I got it. Switch the camera to me. All right. Okay. Empty chair over there. Yeah, there we go. We are live. And yeah, we're in the building. What'd you say? I'm like, what is he clicking on? Okay, we're live, guys. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to my mom. I see you in the chat. We love you, Mom. Yeah, grateful, guys. We're grateful to be here. This is the time of year where we talk about our gratefulness. We celebrate our gratefulness. And it's Thanksgiving time, you know, and we were debating whether or not we were going to do this stream or not because everybody's got a lot going on. We're trying to prepare food. All of us are the ones that do most of the cooking. The men, this is a crew of men that cook, and we always have to handle a lot of the cooking responsibilities for Thanksgiving. So yeah, so we were debating whether or not to do this because everybody had to brine their turkeys and clean and cook and start prepping food and everything. But we pulled it together, barely. You can see by the way that stream started.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like I'm pulling together with it. Yeah. We miss you, Mom.
Yeah, Mom, we miss you. Shout out to Mom who is still recovering and getting better, and we are looking forward to having you back soon. And we are so grateful for you as well. But yeah, we're here. We're in the building. We're gonna we got James showing up soon, and Jake is gonna join remotely. But we're gonna talk about some stuff. We're watching Young Lion TV. Let's get into it.
Young lion, everywhere I look, they're dying. Everywhere I look, they're dying. Young lion, everywhere I look, they're dying. Everywhere I look, they're dying. Young lion, won't you get up and start fighting? Everywhere I look, they're hiding. Young lion.
That's right. That's the intro. That means we are live, 100% live. If you couldn't tell from the technical difficulties, we are live. We do this live every Tuesday evening when we can, and we just have conversations. We just talk about things that are going on, current events. We talk about even just stuff that's on our heart, whether it's politics, relationship-wise, culture, hip-hop culture, black culture, like life culture. Shout out to Mike City. Happy Thanksgiving, bro. Good to see you in the chat. These are the things that we talk about on this podcast. We've been doing it for a long time now, just trying to show that men can have these conversations and shift the idea of what culture is and what's important and what are the things that we should follow and look up to and aspire to be. And we've been doing that for a long time, especially after we started really seeking God and following Jesus. So if this is something that you want to support and this is your first time here and you enjoy the conversation, head on over to our Patreon, become become a member over there, support the community, so help us continue to grow the Young Lion community, where you can hit us on patreon.com/youngliontv. That link is in the description there. And also we have our merch store where you can get the hats and the t-shirts and show the world that you're grateful and you're thankful and all that good stuff. It's on the link is in the description for that as well. But yeah, other than that, man, if you're here, we appreciate you. Make sure you like, share, hit that like button, share this video with your friends. That is the easy and the cheap and the free way to support what we got going on here. It sounds like we got Jake on.
Yeah, I thought I heard something.
You should see his name underneath the layer that's underneath my PC and the logos. You should see Jake's name. If you click on that, it'll probably bring him up.
There we go.
There he is.
Yeah.
He's in the building. So without further ado, coming in via remote, live from his basement. Just got done running around probably soccer practice. You said you was picking up Layla from her trip. And, now he's on live. Appreciate it. Jacob Eugene Evans III. My big brother, everybody's big brother, is in the building. Thank you for joining us. Oh, we gotta get that that echo off.
I don't know how to do that.
I'll fix it. I get you, bro. But before we get to that, we gotta introduce producing for us this evening. Quote unquote producing.
The man messing things up.
The man, he knows how to push camera 1 and camera 2. He knows how to do that. So he's gonna be doing that tonight at camera 3, doing his best, and we appreciate it. Mama's not here. We're waiting for James to get here, but until he gets here, we got our brother, the smooth, cool Asian Mr. Simone Chang, in the building.
What up?
He's a little out of focus too.
Yeah. Oh well.
That camera has autofocus, but it doesn't work as good as these ones. Let me see if I can turn the autofocus off and then just tighten it up on you before I go over there. Put it back on you. I noticed that last week you were out of focus too.
Yeah. Because I'm like all over here.
There he is with all the Eagles on. Wait, did they lose?
Yes, they lost. They lost, Jake.
It was a bad loss too, huh?
It was bad because they lost themselves. The Cowboys didn't beat them. They beat themselves. Of course,
listen.
What up, Mike?
I'm wearing a Barcelona hat.
Did they
and
lose?
we got destroyed today, so.
See, you still support your team.
Of course.
Yeah, Mike knows about that. Mike's a Giants fan, isn't he?
Yes.
So he knows about supporting the losing team.
City, I love Jameis Winston, man. He is so fun to watch.
Yeah. But yeah, the Eagles got they gave up a 21-0 lead. 24 unanswered points in the second half. Totally just,
mistake after mistake, penalties,
yeah.
Fumbles,
bad play calling, bad clock management, just a failure across the board. But it is what it is. We're thankful. It's Thanksgiving time. We're grateful. They're still in the lead in the NFC, right?
If they're not, I think they might be. The Rams are number 1.
The Rams are number 1 now?
I think the Rams are.
Yeah, but they beat the Rams. Who has the better record?
I think they have one game over them.
Oh, okay.
I think they have one game
because of the bye, or not because of the bye?
Probably. I don't know. I think they have 9 wins. I don't know. We have to check it.
Yeah.
But right now the Rams do look like they're the better team though. Their
the Eagles beat the Rams, though.
I know.
They beat them. They did beat them.
Mike said, "Stop crying. Giants give up 20-point leads and fourth quarter every game." They do. But, Jameis Winston, man, I really enjoy that guy, man. I don't know if it's because he's like, I don't know if you followed him. He's a believer, and he leads, the Giants Bible studies and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And he's just really, really fun. You can tell he just has a
Yeah.
good time in life and he just loves everybody.
The only thing I remember about Jameis Winston was in Tampa Bay eating the W. That's the only thing I remember.
He's just goofy, man.
Yeah.
That dude is
Yeah.
goofy.
He seems like a goofy dude.
And Mike said he's great to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Speaking of goofy dudes, man, our president, bro, like he is hilarious. So it's Thanksgiving. You know they do the annual pardoning of the turkey. Did you see the clip of him doing the pardon this year?
I did not.
You got it because he takes a funny shot at Joe Biden. You got to check it out. I'm gonna play it right here. Let me see. Can you pull it up? You got it? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You remember last year, after a thorough and very rigorous investigation by Pam Bondi and all of the people at Department of Justice, the FBI, the CIA, the White House Counsel's Office, and the Department of Everything. We have a Department of Everything. You know what that is? I think that's called the White House. Into a terrible situation caused by a man named Sleepy Joe Biden. He used an auto pen last year for the turkey's pardon. So I have the official duty to determine, and I have determined that last year's turkey pardons are totally invalid. As are the pardons of about every other person that was pardoned other than, where's Hunter? No, Hunter's was good. That was the one pardon, Pam, that was good, right? The rest of them are all invalid. I don't know what the hell you're going to do about that, but that's, now we're going to take a little of the joking. That is a mess. But they're hereby null and void. The turkeys known as Peach and Blossom last year have been located, and they were on their way to be processed. In other words, to be killed. But I have stopped that journey, and I am officially pardoning them. And they will not be served for Thanksgiving dinner. We saved them in the nick of time. This one has plenty of time, but they were saved in the nick of time. We're thrilled to be.
So yeah,
So
he had to
silly.
go back and repardon Biden's turkey pardons from last year because he used an auto pen. Yeah, never leaving out an opportunity to throw shots. He's
silly.
silly and goofy.
Shout out to Joe Flanley, man. That's my boy.
What up, Joe Flanley?
Showed up at the show.
Oh, he was at the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, he was on the
sitting
side.
on the side with Jordan.
Yeah. I was so surprised to see him.
Yeah, he was into it, man. He had a good time. Yeah, I think he really liked Jordan's guitar playing. I'm glad he liked it because it was blasting him right in his face the whole time. So
Yeah, he came up to me. He was like, you ain't effing tell me your band is this effing good.
Oh man.
Yeah, I appreciate the love, bro.
Yeah, we appreciate anybody who comes and supports, man. We had a lot of family, a lot of friends in the building. It's so good to see everybody. So it's the holidays, you know. I gotta talk about something else that's been going viral. You already see what
Jake.
it is.
I see it,
You
Jake.
already see he's peeking, Jake. There is a new cover of a holiday classic, and it's been going viral because of the visual that goes along with it. So we're gonna play a little bit of it and discuss a little bit as we go through this. Check this out.
Hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring a ting a ting a ling a too. Ring a ling a ling a ding dong. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with a Jew. Ring a ling a ting a ding dong. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together.
Yo, I never heard the harmonies. I never heard them harmonies.
Puedes ir por las tuyas.
Okay, so if you're just listening, you're not watching, this is a visual of the classic Christmas shortbread cookies being manufactured over in India. And let's just say it is absolutely disgusting what they are doing to package these products that people have been buying for a long time. Yeah, so this kind of went crazy viral. At first, it was just a visual of what was happening,
Yeah.
and then people, of course, we had to take it to the next level and do
Pretend like they were eating it, and then
and then they had to do the
oh,
song.
it's made in India, and then they play that video.
Yeah, so just be aware when you're out there shopping for your shortbread Christmas cookies. Make sure you look to see if they are made in India. Apparently, the brand that is like the most classic, the one that where they all copied from, is a Denmark brand. That's the one to go for. I forget what they're called, but if you see any of these videos online, you'll see it in the comments. Everyone's always posting it in the comments.
Did you see though that they did another video of? It looked like it was Indian people working at it. It looked like a legit factory that was clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that one.
I mean, that's possible, but when you got stuff like this going on and you don't know,
That loses some money,
you don't
bro.
know which one you getting it from. Yeah, I'm not taking that chance. Listen, if I go to the store and I see manufactured in India, pass. I'm moving on. Because it's not just this; it's the street food videos. It's the ice cream cone videos that went viral where they were manufacturing ice cream cones. And
the street food stuff is nasty, dude.
Yeah,
I love Indian food too.
I love Indian food, and
but
I love Indian. I got a lot of real cool, close Indian friends that I'm really, really close with. My wife is half Indian.
Hold up, though.
But
Indian food, we still have to get product from India, like the spices and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Where do you think our spices are coming from? The curries and the how they're doing it.
I don't know. That's a good question. Now the restaurants that probably get a lot of stuff. Let's see if we can find out. Where do we?
Because I think about that now.
Yeah, you don't know.
That's why we got to pray over our food.
I mean, yeah, but you also gotta be mindful of where it comes from because we don't know the conditions in those places. That's very true. Like we have regulations here, and even here we've seen videos where it comes out that like some of these poultry factories, or the
last
big
year,
factories,
last year actually.
Yeah, the Butterball. We had the whole Butterball scandal last year, where they were doing God knows what to these turkeys.
Gross. Just gross.
So, turmeric comes from India. It looks like cumin comes from India, Syria, Turkey, and Iran. And ginger, China, and then India, Nigeria, and Peru. So yeah, I think like a lot of the stuff that goes with curry,
bro, like
is coming from India. Nutmeg and mace come from Indonesia and India, Grenada.
I mean, just any type of food. I mean, Jake, you can contest to this, like, because we worked at factories together when we were doing the welding assistant thing, and we saw, I'm not gonna name any names, but we saw some of the stuff that happened there, because people think that it's just clean when you get something
just because you buy something that's wrapped
up in plastic and it's packaged all nice. You don't see the process of.
With some of the stuff that you saw, though, like you don't have to say what factory it was, but what's some of the stuff you saw?
I saw a dude on the line. It was a pastry thing, right? Mm-hmm. And he was...
What kind of pastries? Just let's get on into it. What kind of pastries? Like what were they? Like
they were croissants. They were chocolate croissants.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
The ones that you get in Starbucks. Right?
Okay. Well, now we're getting somewhere.
The
same exact ones you can get at a Starbucks.
I saw
y'all think Starbucks has this factory somewhere where they're, packaging these croissants in a very sanitized way. No, they're getting them from local factories around the country.
Yep.
So go ahead.
I saw a dude on the line, right? He had to go to the bathroom, right? Mm-hmm. He went to the bathroom. I was going in the bathroom too. He went to the bathroom, had his blue rubber gloves on.
Yep.
Went to pee with his rubber gloves, blew his nose, never took his gloves off, and went right back to the line.
Oh boy. Yummy, yummy, yum. Enjoy those croissants. Young,
Just hear
young.
those sleigh bells ring
bells
ring
ring,
ding
ring,
ding
ding,
ring
ding,
too.
Now that's not protocol though, right?
Yeah, but
No, that's not. No.
but his point is like, who is there making sure? Who is there checking? And how
Yeah.
often is that happening for people that are too lazy to
Right.
grab a new pair of gloves or wash their hands? Like how often is that happening in these factories when you have people that, you know, low wage workers that are just coming in? A lot of those, I mean, that guy was probably illegal. A lot of these people are coming in and they're just getting these jobs and they're just trying to, you know, get through the day. So they're not following these strict codes of regulation, you know, so.
I know that for sure, dude. Like coming from an immigrant.
Yeah. When you was working on the
when I was
blueberry,
working, they were all there.
You was picking your nose and scratching your butt and picking blueberries at the same time.
You're out in the hot. Just imagine you're out in the hot sun all day.
Yeah.
You think that's you know, sanitary?
Nope. So that's why you got to wash that stuff, man.
Yeah.
They're not gonna like. Do you think that they're making sure it's sanitized before it gets to you? Nope. All they got to do is make sure it looks pretty. I was watching something the other day, on what they do, like how they process these other fruits and stuff like that, and it's literally because they can't sell fruits to the produce stands or the supermarkets that have any imperfections in them in this country. So they take those fruits and they use those for like applesauces or like jams and jellies and all the things that you don't, you know, you don't see what it looked like.
Yeah.
You just eat it. So, or juices and stuff. Yeah.
Which makes sense. You know, it's
people won't buy them.
Yeah, they won't buy them if they're sitting there and they always pick the you know, the prettiest.
Yep, but then that leads to now you have to you have to find and genetically modify a seed to create fruit that never looks bad, even if it tastes horrible.
Or use dyes.
Yeah, use dyes, use, you know, waxes and stuff like that. But my thing is these fruits that you buy, you know, I've bought fruits from Walmart or certain places where, you know, you find it fell behind the counter months later and it's still not rotten. You know what I mean? It just kind of like dried up a little bit, but it didn't like rot. Yeah. Like a fruit is supposed to rot. You know, that is scary.
Yeah. To me, it's like, I know you've seen this before because we talked about this. Avocados.
Yeah.
That just stays hard and don't ripe. Yeah. They're doing something to it.
And they kind of just get rubbery, right? Like they never soft.
Yep.
Yeah. Because they want it, like, think about it. They want to be able to make as much money as they can off of these avocados. And produce is probably one of the hardest things to keep on the shelf because, you know, once it spoils, no one's buying that. So,
Didn't correct me if I'm wrong. I kind of remember, because we know somebody who's in, like, the fruit industry or whatever like that. Yeah. Once they pick it, right? They pick it when it's like green, but don't they like pump it with like fumes from like gasoline or something like that?
Not gasoline, but they do have, there's certain gases, whether it's like a mixture of like nitrogen and something else that keeps it from oxidizing. So because oxygen is what makes the fruit ripen and like go bad essentially. So if you can pump the storage facilities with these other gases, it keeps the fruits from going ripe. Yeah.
Quicker.
Yeah. So they'll stay green for while you're storing them. So then once you ship them out to different places, and a lot of times they freeze them too, because then as they're going through the shipping process, now they're thawing and they're ripening, and then when they get to the store, now they're ready to be purchased. There's a whole science to it, but yeah, it's definitely not natural. It's not normal to be getting strawberries in New Jersey in the winter time, in the middle of December. You know what I mean? So, but that's what happens when we live in a consumer society.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
shout out to our friend Kim Ben from way back in the day.
Oh wow.
She gave us a little wave.
Hello. Make sure you share the video. We remember her from selling CDs in the malls, man. We met so many people selling CDs in the malls back in the day. Cherry Hill Mall. Malls are changing, man.
Yeah,
The
I
whole-
haven't.
There he is.
There he goes.
In the building, showing up. There was an accident. Joining us, back by popular demand. Simone, you could throw the camera on him. There he is.
I was
He
gonna
is
wait, but
the half black, half Indian with the Spanish last name. Yes, sir. Mr. James Garcia in the building. Welcome. It's been a while, man.
Yeah, man.
you see the
busy,
raindrops
man.
on his hoodie.
been out in
Raindrops
PA.
are falling on my head.
Working in PA.
Working in PA, and then you got all this kid appointments going on now,
Lord.
man. Like it's
Tons
you're
of
at
kids.
that age now where they're at the age where they're in school, they're doing activities, events. You're ripping and running.
You're a lucky man. I ain't so lucky.
You got a lot of things to do, man. A lot of your weekends are full.
Weekends are full, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So
He turned his mic up, Jamie.
I did. Let me turn it up some more.
What's going on, Jake?
What's up, James?
Not much.
So I gotta get your take on this, man. We were just watching a viral video,
Okay.
and I don't know if you were listening. If you weren't listening, this is gonna be perfect.
Okay.
This is a brand new Christmas classic cover by your people. Okay, so we gotta play it a little bit. Bring it up, Mo. Here we go.
Oh, yeah, I saw this. Yes. And I love these cookies.
Bro, you saw it, right?
I shared it with Shaniqua. I shared it with my mother-in-law. I said, listen, this hurts my heart. Every Christmas I get a tin.
Yeah.
I get a tin of this.
You just gotta look at where the tin comes from.
I mean, how could you know?
You have to. It says on the back.
India.
I know now,
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
saying back then,
you didn't know.
you didn't know. I just went to Walmart and it had it.
Yeah.
It said from India.
Yes. And
They got him at Wegmans.
So
the real one.
The real
ones,
the
okay.
real one costs more. So I guarantee
yeah.
you, we've been eating the rat poop version.
I know.
And-
yes, because to me, why I spent $8 and got $3.99 right here?
Right. They look the
Well,
same. They taste
now
the
I
same.
know.
Because they've been smashed. They've been smashed by feet.
Man, you know, this hurts me because I love Indian food.
Yes, we were just talking.
I'm half Indian.
Yes.
I love the culture.
Yeah.
But Instagram has ruined it for me
Dude.
because it's so uncleanly. It's so unsanitary.
Yo, I was just talking about that. We were just talking about that. Like, how do we know? Because in order for these Indian restaurants to cook Indian food, you need the Indian spices.
Yeah.
The spices that do come from India.
Right.
How clean is it?
Yeah. The processing of even those spices.
I don't even know.
Like,
I question everything now.
my man is grating nutmeg on his elbows at this point.
Listen,
you don't know.
I saw a guy cutting chicken with his
I
toenails.
saw
Yes,
that.
that's
I saw
nasty.
That. I saw
And
that.
the thing is, at first I was like, is this just like people just joking around? This is not a joke. This is for real. Like there's no hygiene, man.
And that's the thing. Like, we have certain organizations and regulations here that other countries are not going to have in place.
Believe it or not, I would say me growing up in Trinidad.
Yeah.
Now Trinidad is nowhere near like this, but we do have street vendors and
Yeah.
we do have, there's not maybe now there is change, but there's not as much regulation. People just went there.
Yeah.
So you didn't notice it. I could see now being more mature and having a little bit more sense in terms of like cleanliness and safety.
Yeah.
Why America is the way it is
Yeah.
in terms of not just food, in terms of the way things are structured, the way
Yeah.
things are built, permitting.
Yes.
Because it seems restrictive, right? Until you realize the purpose of it.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't have rules, all those foreigners would build the most ostentatious Saddam Hussein castle they could get.
Have you seen that that story of the people in that neighborhood that they built that attachment to their like single family home? They built this like high rise next to it,
Where?
and the entire neighborhood is like freaking out
I haven't
because
seen it.
it's like, of course, they're foreigners, probably Indian,
Right.
And I forget which city it's in. I'm gonna see if I can look it up. But they built like this monstrosity,
Yeah.
attached to their home so that they can put their whole entire family in it. You know,
Right.
in it, like it's a house like this, and then imagine like a big sky rise,
Right.
built next to it, attached to
Yep.
it. You know, in this type of neighborhood.
Yeah,
You know what I
and
mean?
you look at their societies. Like even though I've been here 30 plus years now, so I'm obviously Americanized.
Yeah.
But I do see it, and I say, I understand why there's rules.
Yeah.
Because the street vendors, you know, I would love to go to India one day, but now I'm very trepidatious about where I go. I mean, not that Africa is much better, but you know,
Yeah, it's
it's just it's you know what it is? It is unsanitary, but it's like the sheer like audacity to just do it.
Yeah.
You're just
I think it's just different. You know, they don't think. I don't think they think anything of it.
man, when rats are running over food.
And they worship them, and
They worship rats. They worship.
Yeah, but
have you ever? We played that last
No,
week.
I know
You-
they
you
do,
weren't here.
but they're sending it here. I mean,
And that's the thing. So, like, what you're saying, like, when we went to Trinidad, we're eating street food. Or if you go to India, Thailand, you're eating street food, you kind of know what you're walking into, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if you go to, like, a food truck here, you kind of know
Yeah.
what takes... You know what you're kind of, like, taking your
Yeah.
chance with, right? But when you buy a tin of cookies
Yeah.
from Walmart or from Target or something, you're expecting
Quality
a
control.
certain level of quality control, like standards.
I didn't sign up for this.
You're picturing. Remember when we used to watch How's It Made back in the day,
Yep.
and they're all wearing the hair nets and they got the
Yeah.
lab coats on and they're gloved up and they're
Right.
like, you're expecting that.
Right.
We're expecting that. We're not expecting sleigh bells ring
stepping in it, man. Like, wow. But here's the thing, though. I'm not even mad at them. I'm mad at the corporations that would do that to the American public.
Yeah.
Because there's no way you can tell me that a corporation that says, you know what, let's say someone did the marketing.
Yeah.
And they found out, all right, it's costing us this much to make it in Denmark, where it's originally from, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in India or some other country, it's costing us pennies on the dollar. And someone says, okay, what's the catch? Well, let's go over and make sure things are going. You just give that to them without checking it. That means you don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't care. What do they care about the most?
I mean, I know we're talking about India, but have you guys heard that Lee Campbell?
Yes. Yeah, the
I mean-
Campbell soup executive.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I sent that to you guys.
Yes.
Remember? Yeah.
So it happened right here. We just don't film it.
Right.
Well, one guy, they fired the guy who they fired him. They
Yeah.
got rid of him.
What was his position?
I don't know what he was.
He was like a VP or something.
No, the guy who filmed it.
Oh, the guy who filmed it.
Yeah, they
Oh, they
fired
got-
him.
He I don't think he filmed it. I think he like
Recorded
recorded it.
Yeah, recorded it. Yeah, they got rid of him.
Yeah.
Guy's literally saying, "I would never feed my children this. This is like 3D printed meat."
Yes.
You know. So it happens here.
So
Yeah, Campbell's VP and CISO Martin Bailey was secretly recorded in a rant trashing consumers, coworkers, and even the company's own products. Campbell's now finds itself in a sideline scandal and reviewing tape literally heading into week 13. And man, we just bought some Campbell's cream of mushroom soup for our, for the green
casserole?
bean casserole. Man, that's classic. That's tradition.
Jess makes her own.
Cream of mushroom. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean,
Ain't nobody got time for that.
the one you guys show with the guy breaking the meat on the pavement.
Yes, that's a faux restaurant.
That's
That's
Asian.
my people,
yeah,
man.
yeah, that's
Asian
your
right
people.
That's
Now you got to answer for that one, buddy.
Yeah.
just her hand on the
Yeah, it makes me, because man, I'm just gonna go to white restaurants now, man.
then you're gonna be like, you
bring my own
gonna bring
seasonings.
your own seasoning.
Like no flavor, but it's clean.
What, man?
No offense, white friends.
Yeah.
Listen, man, it's unsanitary, man.
Man, I'm trying to find this story with this neighborhood that was upset because you got to see this, man. It's so crazy. Like the idea that they thought they could build this.
And that's what I'm saying. When you come to America, you have to abide by these rules. You can't just come here and do what you want.
Yes.
You know, and man, they just do whatever. Once they get a little power,
unless you become a politician.
well, you got to kiss the ring somehow. You know, but food, like Jamie said, we didn't sign up for that.
Yeah.
If I'm buying something from a store, I'm entrusting the store to have quality control.
Bro, but
Oh, here it is.
hold up. James was late. I just told a story about how we worked at some place.
Yes.
And we think that what we're buying, you're expecting it to be pristine and clean from a cleanly place. But I saw firsthand something that came in a wrapper, and it's at a pretty fancy coffee shop. Right.
We already said it was Starbucks, so you don't gotta be vague. You don't gotta be vague about it, bro.
But I saw the dude on the line. They're making this croissant thing, right? He goes to the bathroom with his gloves on, goes pee with his gloves on, blows his nose with his gloves on, and then walks right back on the line.
I would have walked right out.
Packaging up
I mean,
croissants with chocolate. You ever eat those?
not now. I mean, I ain't gonna do it again. I mean,
Chocolate.
not to destroy, not to
Doo-doo, baby.
not to single them out, because I'm sure uncleanliness happens here.
Absolutely. I mean, we
Yeah.
were talking about that. Remember the Butterball scandal last
Yep.
Thanksgiving?
Yep.
Yeah, like, yeah, it happens. But that level, that's like
That's enough. That's just
what we're seeing
societal.
here is like people that slack off, that do things
Yeah.
and they don't get caught.
Yeah.
That is just like
That's cultural.
That's just
That's
like
just
we don't give a crap.
Yeah.
Like have you seen the ice cream cone one?
Yes.
Where like they're just on the
Yeah,
floor. He's
yeah.
picking them up with his feet. Like
Yeah.
it's insane.
It is, man. It's heartbreaking because, like I said, without Instagram, nobody would know. I would
Yeah.
be eating it right now. I have one right
Yeah,
here with me.
right.
Jamie, you want a cookie?
And I would take one because I love them cookies.
Exactly.
Too. Yeah, yeah.
Let's go.
It's Christmas time,
Right?
guys.
Man.
Mom said, she said, listen, Jake and Jamie knows when I worked at Showboat, a worker was caught doing something disgusting to
Very
the rice
disgusting.
pudding.
And my question is, who
Ooh,
caught
boy.
them? And how many people ate that rice pudding before they found out?
You should go to jail for something like that.
Yeah,
You should.
If you mess with people's food.
Like that type of disgusting, and that's sick.
Hold
Like,
up. Hold up.
I'm just gonna say, rice pudding. Use your imagination.
That's gross,
Yes.
dude. If it's what I think it is.
It is exactly what you think.
You got to
it
go to
is.
prison for that.
It's exactly what you think.
Well, you
it
got to
is.
get your ass whooped. Seriously. You pick.
That happened.
You go to jail or you get your ass whooped.
That happened at Showboat.
Nah, that's to mess with people's food, man.
That is nasty. yo.
Like you said, like even
that's a weird fetish.
it's a
though.
weird fetish.
Yeah.
Even when we were in Trinidad,
Yeah.
like I don't go to street vendors,
Yeah.
but you could see that it was visibly clean.
Yeah.
It wasn't like unsanitary.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like when
Like-
we went and got doubles from the street
Yeah,
guys.
it's-
Like, and yeah, like they're using a paint bucket. I mean,
Yeah.
not a paint bucket.
A
They're
Home Depot
they're
bucket.
using a Home Depot bucket.
Right.
But
it's not- it doesn't look bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like it's all right.
Just like the
at
dude-
least they're using a spoon.
Yeah.
He's not scooping it with his hand like they.
Like the dude, like when we was in the Bahamas, he had the bucket didn't look
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
he had that.
He had the
Right.
conch in the bucket.
In the
yeah,
bucket.
yeah.
Right. And that's I get it, it looks terrible, but it's more to do with what's available than
Right.
it is them just like it's not like that's just what's available
Yeah.
to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
This is on a whole nother level.
Right.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
This is on a whole nother level, man.
Let me show y'all. Pull this up, Will. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about with this community. And this is like a suburban community. Where is this? Fairfax County, Alexandria. So this is like outside of DC, I guess. Check this out.
Courtney Leonard lives literally in the shadow of the new addition being built onto her next door neighbor's house.
Design-wise,
Get
it
that
doesn't
thing.
look
Oh my
like
goodness.
what's
Look
attached
at
to
that,
anything
bro.
else in the neighborhood.
Other neighbors tell us they're okay with this, that
Look
three
at that.
generations of a very nice family will be living here. That family told us they
Bro,
have
that
nothing to add to our
is
story.
It feels like it's not real.
Wow.
When you see it, I mean,
It's a hotel.
yeah, it's shocking.
Katie Dash lives several blocks away and says she's alarmed, like many who know about this.
And so I think we're all just concerned. It could happen to her. It could happen to any of us. And I'm still confused how it was approved. I think that's our biggest issue in the neighborhood. It's like how there has to be something wrong.
It's been weeks and weeks of back and forth, and I love this neighborhood, and the people in it have been so helpful. It just feels like there's nowhere else to go at this point.
We turn to Pat Harity for clarification. He's the Fairfax County supervisor for this area and has been out to see this with his own eyes.
Clearly does not belong in our suburban neighborhoods, a structure like that, 8.5 feet from the property line, three stories tall for the length of the lot. It has no place. And we need to fix our zoning ordinance to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Supervisor Harity says he's
looks
going
like a
to
hotel.
propose
Somebody get
that
that cut,
fix
man.
at the board's meeting next
So
Tuesday.
crazy.
In the meantime, late today, we heard from Fairfax County staff that while this addition does fall within the zoning guidelines for height, as built, it's too close to Courtney's property line.
So that's where they got them. So they had to stop the build because it's too close to her property line for that structure to be that big. So yeah, but dude, can you imagine?
That's what I'm saying. I'm in the trades, and I could tell you somebody was paid.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Or they know somebody on the zoning board.
They know somebody on the zoning board.
Yeah.
Somebody was paid to look the other way. Mm-hmm. And then they got their money, and they were like, y'all deal with it now.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Because there's no way you would approve that.
What is the point of it?
Because they want to put a
With their
bunch of...
family.
They want to move their entire family.
Which is not going to make sense, because where are you going to park all those cars?
Bro,
They probably not gonna have cars, bro.
yeah, they probably gonna carpool.
They're fine.
It looks like so. Look, pull that back up, Moan.
Yeah.
So look at the driveway there. It looks like that's like a two, maybe they
One car. That's a one car garage.
Yeah, but I'm saying if it goes all the way back.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Maybe you could stack them up in there.
Dude, that don't even look right.
It don't look right at all.
Yo, it's insane.
That
I don't know how I would feel if my neighbor did
Yo,
that.
they literally just shaded out your entire. You get no sun now.
You get no sun, and that's not a typical building. That's a subbed out, cheap contractor framing. You can tell.
Right, you can look at it and see. Yeah, Dude, I saw this story. I was like, "Yo,
that's a ring-a-ding-a-ling-a-ling."
That's it. They should show the family. Make it.
They're not gonna show the family. They did not want to show the family that.
This is when prejudice does matter. You need to show that. When foreigners come here, they come with their stupid. They come with things from their country that they think they could do here. Mm-hmm. They really do.
They do.
You know.
Yeah.
Like if you left your country. And you left your country for whatever reason, you can't bring that kind of nonsense here.
Absolutely not. They would not accept that at all.
You can't go to parks. You can't go to parks and
blast music and kill a goose.
Kill a goose.
Bro, that's why you can't. There's certain places they think you can go to places and rape people. Like that's how bad it is. Because
I know. I just saw one in Canada. You're talking about Canada, right?
You talking about Canada, Jake?
No, I'm talking about. I'm talking about Europe mostly, but there was this video of this guy in an Uber talking to a girl. Have you guys seen that?
No.
And he said, yeah, if you were in Pakistan right now, I would just rape you and kill you.
Wow.
Like he literally just said that to her, and she's laughing, like
Wow.
videotaping him while he's saying it. But it was, pretty disturbing.
That is disturbing.
That is
Yeah.
mad disturbing. Wow.
Trying to see if I can find it.
Yeah.
I mean, did you guys hear about the scandal with the Somalians? We were just talking about them last week. Talking about what's going on in Minnesota. So they just uncovered a couple of days ago. It says Minnesota Somali community has been caught funneling taxpayer dollars to the terrorist group Al-Shabaab overseas by falsely diagnosing children with autism through Medicaid. It says, look at this insane spike in claims. 2018, 3 million claims. 2023, $399 million in claims of autism funding for Somalis in Minnesota. Within this same time period, autism centers skyrocketed from 41 to 328, with many of them being in Somali communities. Your tax dollars are being stolen and shipped over to people who hate us and want us dead. Let's check out this story on the news here, talking about it a little bit.
We're talking about billions of dollars that have been stolen from American taxpayers. And Ilhan Omar and the rest of them seem more outraged at those of us who reported on it, those of us who noticed it, and those of us who blew the whistle. But this scandal is not going away.
Now, Minnesota tax dollars apparently ending up in the hands of terrorists overseas. So how's that happening and why? So we'll get to an alarming detail about that coming up.
Hold on, I got another story on it here, I think. Yeah.
Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. The program distributes nearly $70 million in benefits each month in Minnesota alone. Well, 5 Investigates has uncovered audits that show the state did not perform required security checks of the computer system that determines who is eligible to receive this money. It is a discovery that has SNAP recipients like Mateo Halbesleben worried about the safety of his personal data.
Oh, okay, that's a different scandal. So I thought that was the same story. Yeah. So there's another scandal with the Somalians there where they're getting SNAP benefits. They're all this fraud to defraud the taxpayers. But yeah, the one about the they're saying it's like over $1 billion that they have stolen and shipped over into Somalia, and it's ended up in the hands of these terrorist organizations.
Wow.
And you know they Ilhan Omar was questioned about it, and here is her response. Of course, victim mentality.
Somalis are not terrorizing this nation. We are helping it thrive. Somalis have always seen themselves as a fabric of this nation. So not only are we not going anywhere, we are not going to allow anybody to make us feel less Minnesotan or less American.
You yourself said that you are Somalian first.
Yep.
And what she's responding to there is because of that report that came out. Donald Trump put out a statement saying that he wanted to lift their protected status in America because they've been, getting privileges and benefits for many, many years, and it seems like that there is a lot of scamming and a lot of undermining of the taxpayer and our American system going on there.
Yeah. But she married her brother.
Yeah.
That's a scam that they do to, I say they, like foreigners, they do that to try to get their family over here.
Yeah, that was part of it too. They uncovered so many fraudulent marriages. Let me see if I can see.
Yeah.
And I'm more angry at the American system because that's a failure. I'm not saying that they're not wrong. I'm just saying it's a failure on the American system.
Yeah.
If you can come here, utilize a loophole and win.
Yeah. Because
that's what it is. They've only figured out a loophole and exploited it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's existing. So if that's happening, okay, it says a lot about them, their character. But it also says a lot about our systems and the efficiency of these agencies. They're not good.
But that's why when you have someone that comes in and says, okay, we're going to start looking through all this stuff and figure out where the fraud is and get rid of it. And people lose their freaking minds.
Yeah, they don't want to go away.
It makes you wonder, like, okay, who's benefiting from this then? Here's them talking about the marriage fraud.
Officers from our Fraud Detection and National Security Directorate, working in teams, have conducted over 1,000 site visits across the Minneapolis-St. Paul area as part of this operation. What they found should shock all of America. Focusing on a list of over 1,000 target cases involving more than 900 individuals, our officers encountered blatant marriage fraud, visa overstays, people claiming to work at businesses that can't be found, forged documents, abuse of the H-1B visa system, abuse of the F-1 visas, and many other discrepancies. Over the course of the operation, our officers found indication of fraud, non-compliance, or public safety and national security concerns in nearly a little less than 50% of the cases interviewed. We found troubling patterns with the Uniting for Ukraine program that should have raised serious concerns under other administrations, such as an individual filing to sponsor more than 100 aliens, and organizations sponsoring hundreds. We are continuing to investigate these cases. Some of the other troubling cases that our officers found. In one case, officers identified an alien who had overstayed his visa waiver, who was the son of a known or suspected terrorist on the no-fly list. He had previously been found to have engaged in marriage fraud, which resulted in the denial of several immigration benefit requests. He was arrested and is now presently being returned to his country of origin. In another, an individual admitted to obtaining a fake death certificate in Kenya for just $100 to prove he was no longer married. In reality, his wife is alive, living here in Minneapolis, and is the mother of 5 of his children. And incidentally, he has another wife living in Sweden with whom he has an additional 3 children. In another case, an alien entered the United States without inspection in 2023, was released by Border Patrol. The alien married a U.S. citizen while in removal proceedings and was interviewed at the Minneapolis-St. Paul USCIS field office just last week, where both he and his American spouse stated under oath that their marriage was legitimate. The USCIS officers conducting the interview were suspicious. The site visits were authorized the same day. The American spouse ultimately that afternoon admitted the marriage was fraudulent and entered into solely for immigration purposes and withdrew her petition for that alien. This type of same-day action for interview, from interview to site visit, has officers from our fraud detection and national security director.
So yeah, basically, what we're saying is these communities are setting themselves up, coming over here, benefiting off of our system, and then totally engaging in fraud. We saw that Ilhan Omar did the same thing, married a brother to get status here for him or her or both, then married another guy, and then divorced him and married a white man, even though the white man's the devil. This is a clip of the one of the sheriffs in Minneapolis talking about how he's here for the Somalians.
markaan haddaan askarnahay Soomaaliyeed ininka ayna shaqeynaa habeenii maalmo ininka ayna taaganahay ma fahanteen horta sida ogtihiin ba wadankan anaga qaxootiyan imaanay askar Soomaaliya ma jirin marka hadda anaga markii nala haygareeyay waxay noqotay inaan dadkeena u shaqeyno dadkii dhaqankii ma fahmeynaa luqadii ma fahmeynaa culture-kii ma fahmeynaa marka qofka kale ma taqaana ajnabiga abadaanka iyo anaga waa kala duwanahay because qofkii gaabkii waxa we build that bridge kaas ma fahantay marka insha Allah waa mahadsantiin again ogaada askari kasta oo Soomaaliya dalka iyo dabadaba inuu inii shaqeeyaa habeenkii marka hurudaan iyo marka ma taqaana achievetaanba.
So if you weren't reading that and you don't understand Somali, he said, as Somalian police officers, we work for you, Somalians. Day and night, we stand for you, serve you. And as you know, we came to this country as refugees. There was no Somalian police officers. So now that we've been hired, it means we're working for our own people. We understand the culture. We understand the language. We understand the way of life. That's why we are different from foreigners or white officers. We help bridge the gap. So thank you again. And know this, every Somalian police officer, whether you're in homeland or abroad, works for you. When you are asleep at night, when you're resting, we are the ones protecting you. And, you know, that's something that you have to be aware of. Like when people are being hired to do a job and they're literally going to look out for their own people. We saw this when the Christians were in Dearborn.
Yeah.
We saw this when they were I don't know if you weren't here, but I don't know if you watched it, but we showed clips of like there was Christians protesting in Dearborn, like basically saying like we don't want the Islamification of the United States, and they were getting, you know, attacked, beat up, punched in the face, maced, and the police weren't doing anything.
That's how it happened in the 90s too. The Lebanese. It started, you know, my cousin William, he's from Detroit.
Yeah.
I remember going to Detroit with him. And in the late 90s, early 2000s is when Detroit was going through a massive scandal. There was lots of problems financially.
Yeah.
You know, Motor City was...
This was after all the plants shut down. Yeah.
And so these properties, people just gave up on them. And they started selling them to these Lebanese and these Middle Easterns, and it transformed the community. I mean, obviously, they did a good job for themselves and for their people, but they started to take over and push everything out.
Right.
You know, but Christians allowed it for a long time.
Yeah.
They didn't think anything of it. They thought of it being brotherly. They didn't think that they were going to change laws. And once they started to get in positions of powers, that's when it started to change.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, Greg Abbott just came out talking about how they're finding these Sharia courts trying to pop up in Texas because, you know, one of the biggest...
Houston.
Yeah, Houston has one of the biggest fastest growing Muslim populations in the country.
Yep.
And they're setting up towns with like Islamic names and Arabic names and
their own police
force, Sharia law. You know, so he's like actively has to push back against he outlawed Sharia law there. But yeah, all they got to do is get one of these left-wing judges to rule in their favor that, you know, it's unconstitutional to stop them.
And not just that, man, but that's a big part of it. But a lot of times they get in because of the money and and their social networking. Whether it's left-wing or right-wing, they use the power of influence with money and status to get in. And we never get to see the face of the politicians and the judges who allow it.
Yeah.
It just we're surprised at it.
Yeah.
We just get to see it and we're like, when did this happen?
Yeah.
You know, we don't ever, because once those judges retire, they move off to Florida and they're done. It's
we never see the judges that are like, even this judge that just said that you know, James Comey and Letitia James were good, you know, free to go. Like, we ended that investigation. We don't know who that judge is.
No.
But how are you going to make this ruling, calling it an unlawful, you know, indictment? So now it's got to be appealed. It's got to go through the whole chain, all the way up to the Supreme Court, probably. But
that's why Americans are frustrated, because they feel powerless.
Yeah,
you know, the
thing that we voted for, the actions that we want to take in. You got all these smaller judges coming in and saying, no, you can't, stopping it. And the funny thing is, like, when Biden was doing stuff, when he stopped the Keystone Pipeline, when he opened up the border, when his DOJ went after Trump, when, you know, Alvin Bragg, no judges, there was no pushback. We didn't see any of this rulings from lower circuit courts and all this stuff that they had to fight in court. Like, people just went along with whatever.
That's because Biden's not a dictator. What are you talking about, Jamie?
No, I'm talking about pushback from the other side. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's what I mean. You know.
Yeah, but I'm saying, if Trump was such a dictator, the judges that he appointed, wouldn't you have seen them doing the same thing?
Yeah.
You know. Speaking of judges,
they're very, very hypocritical.
Speaking of judges, though, one more story about the Somalians in Minnesota. This just broke like a couple hours ago. There was these people that committed fraud and stole tax dollars, and a left-wing judge just decided to toss out the jury's guilty verdict. So let's hear the story.
Wait, how is that,
bro? Because it's a Somalian judge.
At the August trial for Abdi Fattah Yusuf, the jury heard evidence that he ran his home health care company, Promise Health, out of a mailbox at a Central Avenue address where multiple other home health care companies were supposedly located. Yusuf and his wife, Lol Ahmed, were charged with stealing $7.2 million of taxpayer money through Medicaid overbilling in a personal care assistant, or PCA, scam. The couple allegedly spent tens of thousands of the fraud money on luxury items for themselves. Despite the jury swiftly convicting Yusuf, Judge Sarah West last week decided they got it wrong.
It's reversing or overturning a jury's verdict.
Defense attorney Joe Tamburino, who's not affiliated with this case, reviewed the decision and analyzed it for KARE 11 News. He says Judge West ruled that the state's case relied heavily on circumstantial evidence and that she believed the state did not rule out other reasonable inferences.
That, in fact, there could have been other reasonable theories other than guilt in this case. That's what it comes down to.
Despite the ruling,
but the
even
jury
Judge West
convicted her. Didn't we just hear about 34 felony counts, jury, you know, convicted by a jury of your peers and all this stuff? Like, how can a judge just say, okay, never mind?
You just overruled. I just had to do that whole process, right?
Yeah.
And they made me watch a video. They made you feel so important.
Yeah.
You're serving your country and you're serving your community
I'm
and
proud to
be an American, right? And you can do what's right. And then you make a decision
based off of the evidence.
Based off of the evidence. And a judge can just overrule that.
Like, nah, I don't agree.
Is it even constitutional? Can that?
Right.
Apparently it is.
And another thing. I met this guy from Texas, and he does government contracts for facilitation.
Yeah.
He's a former soldier. And I think him and I were talking about it, and he was telling me how many people vie for contracts with healthcare, with infrastructure. There's a lot of government contracts. I don't think anybody who is not a citizen should get those contracts.
I agree.
I think that's messed up. If you are letting, because the only reason they have access to do that, someone taught them that.
Mhm.
Someone showed them that.
Yeah.
They should not even be allowed. If you're not a citizen or certain things you shouldn't have access to.
Yeah.
Until you've been here a long time and you can prove like financial, you can prove, there's no criminal past.
Yeah.
You can't just go start up. Like, what are we doing? Like,
no other country allows that.
No.
Yeah.
No. And he was telling me how hard it is to get government contracts for, like I said, he does a lot like plumbing, infrastructure,
Mhm.
electrical, and you have to be vetted so much because this is like $30 million contracts.
Mhm.
I mean, 7 is not quite the same, but still, that's a lot of money.
Right, because this is a different, like, what was this for? What did they say it was for?
Medicaid.
Like Medicaid, something
Yeah.
to do with children. Probably along the lines with the autism thing, the autism scam that they were working.
See, that to me, that's and I don't know this. I'm just gonna say this. I feel like a lot of times this is set up as some sort of like they're gonna do the right thing, and the people who allow it to happen, they have to be getting a kickback.
Yeah.
They have to be getting something.
Well, when you have, go ahead, Jake.
No, I just wanted to read a scripture real quick that I think goes along with this stuff. It's Isaiah 59:14. It says, "Justice is turned back and righteousness stands far away. For truth has stumbled in the public square, and uprightness cannot enter. Truth is lacking, and he who departs from evil makes himself prey. The Lord saw it, and it displeased him that there was no justice. He saw that there was no man, and wondered that there was no one to intercede. Then his own arm brought him salvation, and his righteousness upheld him. He put on righteousness as a breastplate, and a helmet of salvation on his head. He put on a garment of vengeance for clothing, and wrapped himself in zeal as a cloak. According to their deeds, so will he repay." But the whole thing here is, if we don't stand, God's eventually going to stand, and it's going to look a whole lot different.
Mm-hmm.
And he's looking for us to stand up. There has to be a standard. There has to be somebody who comes in with the measure or the rule.
Well, that's another crazy thing is that you don't see the church talking about this stuff. You don't see them talking about the growth of Islam in this country and the.
You do. I see a lot of people.
Some
churches.
But I'm saying as a
I
mass.
know what you mean.
You know what I mean? Like as just a mass Christian movement, you're not seeing that being talked about.
Yeah, and it's not just about Islam. I think it like if you look at Mexico right now and the cartel and what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, do we want to? I don't think people understand that laws only mean something if you actually uphold them. You know, we have a line in the song "Back to Life": "Truth means nothing until someone believes enough to make it plain." It doesn't mean anything. Right here, it says truth falls in the square. Right?
Yeah.
Truth stumbles in the square. You have to raise up truth.
Yeah.
Right? And it says those who run away from evil become prey. Because evil is reigning.
Have you seen in Mexico that there's a lot of protesting going on now?
I've seen it.
Protesting the president.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because she's not a Christian, and they feel like they're not being represented, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like the people are tired of the cartels.
Not to mention all the people who died running against her.
True.
Yeah. You know, there's a lot of corruption.
And the cartels are clearly backing her.
Right.
Right.
The cartels are running havoc right now.
Yeah, because they installed her pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
They killed all of her competition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think too, a lot of Christians were lulled into this. I'm going to say this thing. You guys have heard it before. Would Jesus do that?
Yeah.
That's not very Jesus-like.
Yeah,
and
what would Jesus do?
So we take those things and we operate out of fear.
Mm-hmm.
And so it traps us because we because we haven't studied to show ourselves approved, we take those things, those finger waggings as like, yeah, you're right. Go ahead, do what you want. You know what I mean? Like I said, we wouldn't be having this problem with the LGBTQ stuff in schools and the push for that if Christians actually were on the school boards. You know, if we wouldn't be having this if Christians were in the town council meeting.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be having this if Christians were on the zoning board. We wouldn't be. We would, but a lot of us would rather go to seminars.
Yeah.
And rather go to speaking engagement.
Right.
A lot of us would rather be a part of that than commit to a year, 4 years of service in the community. So this stuff gets, and on the opposite of that now is who is willing to do it? The Somalians.
Yeah.
The Lebanese, the Muslims, the Indians.
Yeah.
They're willing to do it. They know that in order to have true victory, it's not right now.
Because
years from now.
Also because they don't have a culture around church where it's like, no, just come here and God's got you.
Yeah.
Just come here and we're gonna come in here and we're gonna praise and we're gonna pray and God is gonna do a move, and there is no call to action to do anything in the community. You know what I mean?
Well, the fact that we say, when we look at the police and we, like the whole rhetoric of how you got to be afraid, black people have to be afraid of police, when that's been found out to be totally and utterly untrue. And when you look at this actual statistics, it doesn't make any sense. But what I'm saying is that you separate yourself from it. No, the police are the community. They're a part of the community. They're not separate. The government is not separate from us. It's an extension of us.
Yeah.
But it goes both ways when you make yourself separate. If you make yourself separate from the police are going to make themselves separate from you.
Right.
It's the same thing as if you make yourself separate from white males, which has been the target for the last, 10 years?
Yeah.
White males are going to make themselves separate from everybody else. Right? That's the backlash.
Yeah.
And that's what we get when we don't have somebody actually standing in the gap and bringing.
That's what generations of welfare does too. Is you start to see the government as this provider for you. You don't see them as an extension of you. So now it's not, this is a system that we're all paying into. This is our money, and we're using it to help out others. It's like, no, the government has money, and I'm gonna get my money from the government.
And in a way, they're not wrong.
Right.
It is there. You know, we know that it traps them.
Yeah.
But I'm saying for the small measure of money and a small measure of free housing. So some rapper just said this. He said pretty much, you're dying for blocks and for sets you don't even own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But their mindset is different because it's corruption. You know what I mean? And they've been raised in that for generations.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's funny because it's like everything is my block. My block is my block.
My city, my block.
Until gentrification comes in,
they have no power.
It's
a mindset.
Find out,
It's a mindset. But that's what I was saying about the Christians, though. The Christian, this is my church. This is my church.
Yeah.
Until you don't go you're going to physical church every Sunday, but you're not committing to the community you're in.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's more than just handing out tracts and things like that. It's participating in all of it. You have to.
Yeah. I think, though, it's interesting, man. I was talking to my son about this, this whole 6-7 thing.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody, if you have kids or you've been around, they do this 6-7, right? This thing.
I heard about it. I don't know much about it.
Yeah,
okay,
your kids aren't old enough. My kids know about it, but they don't do it because they see it as annoying.
Right. So it turns out that the origin are from a guy who's a rapper who's into Santeria, right? Which is a connection to African gods, basically demonic stuff. The interesting
isn't there a mixture of that and Catholicism?
Yes. Yeah.
Santeria, yes. Yeah. But at root, it's just you just put the saints on top of the gods, right? You're just masking the saints with these actual gods from Africa, right? So when you get down to it, it's about the 6 and the 7 are these gods. One is Ojun, and the other one is Yamaja. And this is the parallel that I think we're dealing with over and over. So one is connected to war, struggle, and like labor, and the other one is connected to it's mother god. One is male, one is female. War, struggle. The other one is peace. It's the sea, comfort, nurturing, right? So you have this false peace going on. And this is the dichotomy that is always set up. You have one thing that wants to bring struggle to your life so that you can surrender to a false comfort, right? And now you set up a system, a demonic system in your life. And it's so funny because my son, my little one, Lucas, he was in school and the teacher did this because they were talking about weighing things, right? And balance and getting things balanced. So she was going like this, and the kids all laughed and said, "Oh, 6, 7." And he said, "Daddy, it's just interesting that they said that, but I saw that she's talking about balance, but is it and getting things balanced? But it seems like." Is that whole thing to try to get you unbalanced? I'm like, this is a 9-year-old kid talking to me,
Yeah.
and is giving me more wisdom than most people, right? So most people are gonna, there's nothing to that. And I'm thinking about it like, yeah, that's what it's all about. Because if you look at these gods, you have one that wants to bring you into unbalance so that it can give you this false balance, right? False security, false peace, false nurturing, right? And bring you into this false sense of security and now these kids are confused and they're doing it and the parents don't know nothing. And then when you say something, what are parents going to say? Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, just, and they're going to start doing it with you. Right? And it becomes this thing that you get lulled into something else that eventually takes over and takes control. And we're starting to see that in America, right? I think it's like showing us that this is kind of what's happening in America. We're getting unbalanced. And when you think about this, the unbalancing, what does that represent?
What do you scales?
Anybody know?
Scales.
Scales. What do scales represent?
Justice.
Justice. Judgment.
Yeah.
Right? To the measure that you measure, it'll be measured back to you. Right? So how do we measure things? What would be a right measure? Well, our measure is Christ, right?
Yeah.
We learn how to measure things through Christ. And we have to humble ourselves and submit ourselves to Christ in every situation. And I brought this up to my son because we were talking about this. And I'm like, do you know how where do you get your calm from when you're playing soccer? He's a very calm player. And he's a very smart player. And I'm like, where do you get that from? He's like, I don't know. I just listen to you. I'm like, okay, that's a good answer. He's like, I just listen to you. You tell me to do this and I try to do it. I said, but do you notice that when you're in a lot of pressure and you get out of it and the kids can't get the ball from you, what happens? He's like, they get mad and then they start fouling me. They start hitting me. They start pushing me. And then you know what I hear from the parents or the coaches? Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
My point is that they're giving them, there goes the warfare, right? And then there goes the balance of comfort and nourishing from the parents, where you're giving them a false pride to continue in something, and they're unbalanced in their minds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't have the temperance to deal with struggle, it causes you to become unbalanced, and now you can be moved by anybody, like the waves of the sea tossed to and fro. Well, what's the goddess? It's a goddess of the sea. So and this is just basic witchcraft type stuff, right? But if we have no knowledge of anything, and whenever we say, and this is literally, because we're talking about the church. This is literally the American church as a whole. American church barely even believes, I'm talking about as a whole, that there's anything supernatural.
Yeah.
Right? So when we talk about any of this stuff, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I guess there could be something supernatural, but they're not. They have no clue, most likely. Like as a whole, or they go way too far and they go out there where they don't even know what they're talking about, and it becomes very wooey.
Yeah.
Right? Which is where a lot of us, we've all experienced this in the Pentecostal church that we grew up in, or, you know, the more supernatural churches that a lot of us have experienced. So again, it becomes unbalanced, right? You go too far one way, you go too far the other way. But we need to learn submission. If we think we know, like the American church, you're like the church of Laodicea. You're lukewarm. You think you know. You already got the answer. It's false pride. It's a false system. What do you put your trust in? So then when things aren't going right, you automatically become anxious and afraid, and now you're trying to get your security back. So now what are you? You're unbalanced.
Yeah.
And you need to be balanced again. So now you're looking for anything to grab onto, but it's actually a pride because you look like you're looking. You feel ashamed, right? Because you look bad.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I think we're dealing with this with America, whether on the right or the left. I think, but more than anything, it's the church that has a problem.
Yeah. Well, Jasmine Crockett definitely tried to do that when she looked bad for calling out the Jeffrey Epstein thing. Shout out to Jordan. Jordan said the American government structure is kind of like the modern American church structure. We have roles and rules and leaders and organizations and documents and titles, but we end up elevating the church structure above the truth that is all supposed to be rooted in. It's all supposed to be rooted in. He said, I'm trying to figure out how to say it all clearly. Well, one thing we know about you, Jordan, is you're going to try to figure out how to say it clearly. But I do want to show, just for context, the 6'7" controversy for those that haven't heard about it, and just how like it kind of became this viral kind of weird thing that I don't even understand why.
It means nothing.
It's kind of the epitome of Gen Z, Gen Alpha, chronically online, just brain rot material where this thing can go viral that means absolutely nothing.
They don't even know why they're doing it.
They don't even, it's just literally because everyone else is doing it. Literally.
Mm-hmm.
I started hearing kids around me go 6'7", 6'7", and I was like, what is this? In February of this year, 2005, this rapper Skrilla came out with a song called Doot Doot. I mean, he went into a studio, I think it was called 808 Studios in, I think, South Philly, but they said something about Baby Shark
South
in the
Philly.
studio, and so he just started doing doot doot doot. He says, the way that switch burnt, I know he dying, 6'7", I just bipped right on the highway, bip bip. There's really not context with this. What does 6'7" mean? This comes out in February, and shortly after that, there were highlight reels of LaMelo Ball playing basketball. He's a starting point guard for the Charlotte Hornets, and he is also 6'7". And so they started making highlight reels with this soundtrack playing because 6'7", he's 6'7". And that started getting steam. And then there was other athletes that were picking up this idea of 6'7", including a basketball player for Overtime, I believe it's called. And he had a staged thing where he had somebody ask him a question so he could answer it. And they're like, between 1 and 10, how would you rate that drink, or whatever they said? And he goes, I don't know, 6, 7. And that became this whole 6, 7 thing, right? But this Skrilla artist, he's very open about his practices of what he does with Santeria. He talks about some of these acts that he does. It's easy to write off the idea of 6'7" and say, it's just numbers. Don't get all uptight. I think we need to understand the person who is responsible for setting an entire culture ablaze with this chant, which is ritualistic. He does not shy away from his practices.
You can put bad spirits on people.
You can put bad spirits on people.
You can put a person's name. You can put them inside the Agun pot.
All right, you can take their name and put it in the Agun pot. When it pertains to 6'7", Agun or Yamaya is, Agun means 6, Yamaya means 7, and these are gods that are part of his practice, his worship, because he just brought up Ogun. People were saying Ogun means 6. Let's say it doesn't mean 6. He's still talking Ogun. So he's saying you put it in an Ogun pot, a bowl of some kind that you put their name in, and you're casting spells.
Yeah. So this guy.
So again, Agun is the is the god of war, labor, struggle, and they're saying he put him in a pot, and you can wish harm on people, want people dead. That's what he's going to get to.
Yeah, where you're from, in Trinidad, this is Obia practices.
And I suspect, I don't know this. I've heard very small amounts of this. I suspect guys like that who do this, I'll be honest, I'm not saying he isn't what he is, but a lot of times they grab something and they don't even understand what they're doing. They're just trying to be unique. And I could be wrong. He could be fully immersed in it. But a lot of time I feel like those type of dudes, they hear something, they might be of Haitian or some Caribbean background, and they want to be unique, and they grab a hold to something from that culture that they try to latch onto to make it their identity.
Yeah, but what does that do though? That invites that spirit in.
It does. But what I'm saying, he doesn't even know. I don't even think he knows.
Right. He knows
what he's doing.
He knows.
He could be
because he knows. No, I'm telling you I know because they interviewed his uncle, and his uncle's like a priest. So like they do all the stuff. They do sacrifice chickens, mice. Like they do all kinds of sacrifice. So he knows what he's doing. But I do think you're right. There are a lot of people who don't know, and they just do it because I think that's huge now. A lot of people are doing stuff because they want to be
Lil Nas X. Yeah, people like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not just Gen Alpha, Gen Z. We all participated in foolishness when we were younger.
Absolutely.
Because we try to belong, and these kids just don't understand. But that goes back to their home, where if you have, especially if you have a father that cares and loves you and is a believer, they're gonna be able to tell you, hey, watch out for this. This has this kind of connotation. You know what I mean?
And don't just blindly
do you know what I mean?
It's follow things that you see everybody else
doing.
Right. Yeah.
You even now, my daughter is 7 and she's asking me questions. And I think kids are naturally curious. They're in school all day with their peers. And if you just dismiss it as that's just foolish kid stuff.
Yeah.
And when they come to you, they're generally trying to know. They're asking, Dad, why is this? Mom, why is this? And I think a lot of times, especially in our generation in the 90s, a lot of stuff was dismissed. People talked about hip hop and your grandfather talked about Martin, but they didn't break down why.
Yeah, they just said it's foolish.
They didn't break it down. So what happens is when you just, as a parent, when you just dismiss something as foolishness, as stupid father, that's just dumb. Don't do it. You don't explain the meaning behind it. Like even when parents would say hip hop music, certain music, not all of it, but certain hip hop music was bad. What they were talking about is the cussing.
Yeah.
They weren't talking about the glorification. They didn't break it down in a way where they could sit you down and say, hey, listen, I see why you like this, but let's get into it a little bit. By dismissing it and just saying it's stupid, it's dumb, what do kids do? They're going to realize, well, I can't go to that guy no more.
Yeah.
They're just going to hide it.
He doesn't get it. There's a whole song. Parents just don't understand.
Right. So it's like when your grandfather said Martin is stupid.
Yeah.
Was he right? Yes. To a point.
Yeah.
But he didn't break down. He didn't sit you guys down and talk. My dad did it too.
And you immediately can tune that out and say, oh, that's just an old guy that doesn't understand it.
Right.
It's not his era.
It's not his era, but I feel like this is where we mess up. Is one of the things we do is when your children are coming to you, they're trying to form a bridge to you, and when you don't have the time or you don't know or you just dismiss it, subconsciously they're like, I'm not going back to him anymore, or my mom again.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it leaves the door wide open for other influences.
Well, that's how it, with me, it came to me from my kids were saying, they were laughing at 6, 7. I'm like, what are y'all laughing at? And they're hearing it from school.
Right.
And they're like, oh, it's nothing. It's stupid. That's what they're saying.
Right.
I'm like, so then why? But then I'm asked, but why are you doing it?
That's on my point. You followed up because you could have just left it there. You could have been like, whatever. You know, a lot of people don't do that.
Yeah.
Like I take every opportunity my daughter comes to me. My son is too little, but whenever my daughter comes to me, Daddy, why is this? Even if I don't fully understand, I try to look things to just okay, why is this?
Let's figure this out together.
You know what I mean?
I do the same thing.
Yeah, you have to.
Let's look it up.
You
Let's
have
see.
to.
And then we can make sense of it together. And you can't approach your children like, I can't have this conversation with them because
they won't get it.
They won't get it, or I can't communicate it to them properly because they're not old enough. You have to find a way to make it make sense from where they're at.
Yeah.
And that's what our grandparents and parents never did. They just looked at it like, well, we can't have this conversation, so it's just stupid. You know what I mean?
Right. It's too deep for you.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, especially in the church, it's caused so much damage and trauma. Matter of fact, I sent you that video, Jamie.
Yeah.
Which is kind of connected to that, where you're just barking at your kids instead of like talking to them, asking them questions.
That's how I felt in church. I was a very curious little kid, and I would ask questions, and the Sunday school teacher would get annoyed and basically say, "I'm disruptive."
You're disrupting. Yeah. Because she couldn't or he couldn't handle your questions.
It was a she.
Yeah. How did I know that? How did I know?
It was the pastor's wife.
Bro, how did I know? Like, my brain just automatically pictured a woman when you said that.
It was a she. Yep.
Because they automatically go to, you're being disruptive.
She actually told my parents that.
Wow.
She said he talks too much.
And instead of saying like, wow, he's a very inquisitive kid. Like
I think she took it as me, I don't know, questioning her authority or just overtaking her the way she wanted it to flow.
Yeah.
I was disruptive, you know what I mean?
Well, let's look at some other women in church. So Jake sent me this as what he
Hold on real quick.
Okay.
There's this thing in Isaiah, I think it's chapter 1, but it says, come, let us reason together. God is saying this to his people, right?
Yeah.
They're going a different way. They're like not working it out. They don't, and he's telling them, come, let us reason together. I think for me, like as a father, I love reasoning with my kids. I love like coming to my kids and saying, all right, well, why do you think that? Tell me where you getting this from? And having them flesh it out. And I know you guys will know sometimes the stuff they say is like blows my mind. Like, how'd you come to that conclusion? How'd you get? But to get them to think even for themselves, sometimes it's off, right? But at least they're acting in that, and we're giving them the space to do that, and that's how they grow.
Oh yeah,
right?
big time.
They're not going to grow if you just tell them everything they're doing is wrong, and then when they're doing stuff right, you're not saying, or you're just praising them all the time. No, you have.
Yeah, because it could go the opposite way where.
Right.
You're just telling them they're a genius and they get out in the real world. I'm not a genius.
All right, let me play this video. But before we do, Jordan said American founders used Judeo-Christian values, quote unquote, when they started the country. But now that the people living in America aren't actually serving God, we're just left with diverse ideologies functioning in the structure, quote unquote, of America without God as the actual foundation of the structure. So we're unstable. 6'7". All right, let me play this. So this is a church. They're asking the kids to talk about what they're thankful for, and it's women leading it. You saw this?
I saw this. I know exactly where you're going.
Let's play it. The Thanksgiving time.
Your teacher is not about that right now. You're gonna say what you're really thankful for. We're gonna start off with Sister Penelope.
I'm thankful for my family and God. I'm thankful for my stepmom because she's, I can't say
You see how, look, you see how the lady, look at her reaction when the girl says that. She doesn't like the answer right away.
I can't say that.
She said what?
She's shaking her head no. Look, watch.
I'm thankful for my stepmom because she's,
nope.
I can't say
that. We're gonna start again. And it ain't gonna be just that.
We're gonna get it together.
In the name of Jesus. Because I'm done. Backside. Enough is enough.
In the name of Jesus.
You can be mad, I don't care. But you're gonna get together. Let's try again.
I'm thankful for my
So you know who that is, right?
Who?
That's her mom.
That's her mom, the one in the red.
Yes.
So
that's her mom.
she's upset because the girl said my stepmom and didn't say her.
Yes, and that's why
that makes sense because the other lady's reaction too.
Yeah. Because she knows that's
the
her
mom's
mom.
church.
Oh, that's the so that's the mom's church, and that's the daughter of the mom's church.
Yes.
Got you. So
But now
she's
you
making her
already
look
see.
bad. She's making
And
her
not
look
only
bad.
that, what do you see mostly?
It's all women.
Yeah.
In leadership roles. It's all women.
Not to say you can't have women, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes we put women in leadership roles and they should not be there, right?
I mean, all women though. Like, come on.
Oh, yeah,
I'm thankful because she.
They're egging her on.
Yep.
I know.
Look, clearly a little girl.
Yeah, she doesn't want to do it.
She doesn't want to do it. She's being forced. She's upset, and now you're going to turn it into, pray it away, Jesus.
No. Hold on.
It's abuse.
Hold on. For everyone that's out there in social media land, see, one thing about our church, like our chief apostle stated, the dust has settled. It's settled. So things that's been swept under the rug, things that's been patty cake, we're not doing that anymore. It's Youth Sunday. First and foremost, y'all should be grateful to God that y'all are here. We don't have no phone. Woo, Jesus, we didn't receive a phone call from ours. We received a phone call from ours.
Guys, real quick, can you make your kids be grateful? I just talked about this at church. Can you make your kids be grateful?
No.
Can you force them to be grateful?
No.
No. You challenge them.
Yeah.
And through their recognition of they don't know it all and they need you, they recognize you.
Mhm.
And they ask, and they show you that you're grateful by coming to you and trusting you, right?
Right.
That's not like,
It says feedback detected. Wirecast has detected feedback and has turned off the computer audio output. Any live stream output is unaffected. You can turn.
Yeah, we're
back.
good.
We're good.
We're good. Yeah.
yeah. So again, like you're pressuring your kids to be thankful.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Not just that, but this is from now that you said that, Jake, this is a moment for the mom to grandstand.
Yeah.
It's pressuring the kid is definitely true, but I'm saying what we not gonna do.
Yeah.
And in the name of Jesus,
Right.
Because that's triggering language to other women who are going through that to side with her automatically.
Right.
Because they hear that and it's like kind of like, yeah, that's right. Because now that you say that, it makes sense why the female in the tan sweater there immediately shook her head when the girl said that.
Mhm.
The mom is in charge.
Right. And she heard stepmom and knew.
Right. And so
that
then you have
little
the
girl's rebelling.
Right. And so you see the lady that's jumped out. What
Yeah.
we not going to do.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. It's like, because I didn't know any of this context. I just thought it was, I saw the clip. I didn't really go into it, but it makes sense now.
Yeah, and they're worried about how it looks on social media because you see she addressed the people watching on social media.
Right.
So yeah, it's a whole thing. Let's keep watching.
So you're not going to sit here and fake it with God. You're not going to sit here and be dull in church and then you're going to beg time church is over and I'm going to tell you no. Because you're going to give God his, I ain't giving you nothing. Why? Because if you can ask and beg, then you can serve him. Ask me how I know. Born and raised in the church, they didn't play with us. They laid the foundation, they didn't play with us at all. We got to whoop in the church, we got to talk in church. Look, we're not doing that. I don't care how the times change, God is still the same God. And you're going to learn them and you're going to know them. And social media, that goes to y'all too. You're going to learn them and you're going to know them. Not just when you want something, but you're going to know who your God is. And if we sweep this under the rug and like, okay, well, we handed out the church. No, that's a disservice to you all online. And it's a disservice to all of those here in this house. And one thing, Apostle D and I, we are not going to get a whooping behind y'all. When he tell us to handle it right then, we handling it right then. If this is a breakthrough day, a breakthrough day it is, so we're going to have an encounter and an experience with the Holy Ghost. We're not going to wait till the word. We're going to get it now, and the word is going to be the icing on the cake. That's right. We like cake. So let's go. Let's go.
I'm thankful for my stepmom because she listens to me better than my actual mom. Thank you.
Pause. No, pause that. No.
Yo, she went extra rebellion right there. She said, "I'm a triple down on this. What y'all gonna do now?"
Instead of listening to her, though,
they forced her to do that.
Yeah.
They forced her to do that.
Yeah. Not listening to the girl at all. That's abuse, man.
And she gave them what they wanted.
Yep.
Because this is the chance for the mom to say the stepmom is causing division, and the father, and
Yep.
Wow.
Right now, in the name of Jesus, I speak to the enemy that's trying to rule and reign in you. Right now, open the door. Open the door. See, what you will not do. See, the word of God says we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but against the principalities in the darkness that try to do stronghold. And what we will not have right now, in the name of Jesus, is that. So the enemy that's trying to live in you, making you think that, we cast that out right now in the mighty name of Jesus, whether you like it or not, because you will bow down to the Most High God. And mom, don't you freak out over that. You keep laying hands. You keep praying. You keep moving. All of my prayer warriors, my prophets and prophetess, come forth. In Jesus' name. It's not a run. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. In the name of Jesus. We speak to that. We speak to that spirit that's trying. We apply the blood of Jesus right now over every youth. We apply the blood of Jesus right now. Right now. We apply the blood of Jesus right now over everyone in here and on the line. You go hard like we go hard. You go hard. Keep going hard in the paint for your child. Because the enemy cannot and will not have her. Nor will he have your son. In Jesus' name. Every youth, look at me. Open your mouth and just start saying, Lord, just keep calling on Jesus. Just start saying his name, Jesus. 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 Open your mouth, Jazz. Jesus. Jesus. Open your mouth and just start saying Jesus. Now.
This is the goofy stuff.
Jazz, turn around.
I know, man.
This is the goofy stuff.
Jesus. Fix your mouth.
Open the door, open the mouth and say Jesus. Like, this is just the stuff.
Now
things go off the rails.
Now I know we like me, Simone, James, we've dealt with this,
Yes.
right?
Especially
And
with
it's-
women.
Yes, it's come from women. And not to say it can't come from men, but a lot of times it comes from women because of their own traumas and their own issues. But at the forefront of this, it's putting on a show. And because you're trying to get, it's a reaction to something because of the insecurity, because of the shame, right? You're reacting. And because my thing is like, if she acted that way, what she said was she's speaking out of her heart, and maybe she does need to honor her mom, but you don't know what her mom's doing behind closed doors.
Right.
You don't know. We already saw what she did there.
Right.
Right.
So you have this dynamic. You got to deal with it. You got to walk through it. And why would you deal with something in front of a bunch of people, traumatizing that little girl more? Like God don't have the power to, and doesn't know that the girl's gonna be all right if we trust God instead of trying to do our own thing. Oh no, we got to cast this demon out.
And none of them in the church know the whole story.
Yeah.
You know, I went through a divorce, and it's traumatizing to the child. You know, you don't know if the stepmom is the one that's there for, you know, for her emotionally.
Or like we just said, you don't know if the daughter comes to the mom dismisses her out of frustration because she sees the bond between them.
Yeah.
And it
Jealousy.
upsets her.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah.
She said what we're not going to do, and then she said the Bible says powers and principalities. She went into that Ephesians 6. But what she didn't do is what I think is in 2 Corinthians 10, and I know you guys know the scripture where it says that for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but carnal has to do with our carnal mind, but have divine power to destroy or pull down strongholds.
Yeah.
Right? We destroy arguments. This is reasoning, right? Yeah. We destroy arguments and every lofty opinion raised against the knowledge of God.
Right.
And take every thought captive to the obedience of God, being ready to punish every disobedience when your obedience is complete. So, number one, we don't run to try to cast out a demon when we don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
We run to God. That should be the first thing you do. Bottom line, you run to God.
Right.
And you don't have... Go ahead.
I was going to say, my pastor just talked about this last Sunday, about an unruly woman in the house. We don't know because that child is a product of divorce. We don't know the condition of the mom. Maybe she's just a really good church goer.
Yeah.
But at home, you don't know. I mean, I don't know either. But I'm saying there's so many aspects that to put this all on
there's a demon,
a rebellious child that needs to be a demon needs to be exercised. You don't know because, and specifically when it comes to women, because women they think that unruliness is somehow equating to love. My passion is love. The way I talk, or I ain't gonna play today, all that kind of stuff. You don't know, and so when he was talking about that, I was thinking to myself, when you hear most women talk about their home life, it's usually nothing they've ever done. It's everything coming from their spouse or their kids. It's nothing they've ever done.
Yeah.
You know, and so when you hear an unruly woman, what does that mean? Right? How did she talk to her husband? How did she talk to their kids? Because that little girl is frustration. What she's really crying out for is not she's not even proclaiming her love for the stepmom. She's proclaiming the lack of love from her mom.
Exactly.
And what she's rebelling against is the idea that my mom is up in here pretending to be this godly woman.
That's it.
And I'm getting more of what I feel like I need from
Her
this
body
from my
language.
stepmom, and you want me to stand up here and pretend and get to go through this whole song and dance.
She didn't want to go up
to
there.
make you look good.
Yep.
You know what I saw, Jake, in that video was what became what turned into that conversation we played on here with Kirk Franklin, Kev on stage, Jonathan Majors, Ray J, all those guys. Like when we talked about all that church hurt that they have in that room, all of the trauma that they've been through, and how church kind of failed them in their lives, working through all of that trauma, and then like suicidal thoughts, all that stuff. It comes from situations like that.
Yeah,
and I see that little girl being put in that same type of environment.
Because notice one thing. I'm sure they had other kids come up, but they highlighted those kids, her kids.
Right.
They didn't show like here's a clip of all the kids coming up on this one incident.
Yeah.
They were waiting for that to see this is how we handle that.
Yeah.
We shut it down.
Yep.
You know, but by the way, real quick, I want to add to it. I did see the clip. I didn't know this much detail in it. But this didn't go the way they thought it would.
Oh no, it didn't. The backlash is there. Everybody is calling them out for this.
Yeah, and you see, like the video wasn't the best because I was trying to get the context right.
Yeah.
I didn't want to because there was a lot of videos that have been cut up.
I saw.
I went to the actual website of the church. Everything is shut off.
Oh yeah,
the media.
It backfired on them.
Yeah, everything shut down. So like, you can't really find the full context.
The original live stream. Yeah,
which tells you that their heart isn't pure because they posted that.
Yeah,
then put up everything. Then
the backlash. Then they shut it all down. Yeah.
2 weeks ago it was Winans. 1,000 plus 1,000. And the lady came up and she was like, "I pledge."
We played that on.
I saw that.
This ain't what I asked for.
Right. You ain't listening.
You ain't listening.
And he tried to clean that up too.
Yeah.
Your measly $1,200 ain't nothing.
I don't want to bash them because anybody can.
Your church hurt.
No,
bringing back your church hurt.
I feel for the kid though.
Yeah.
Because you could see that little girl is up there like, they forced her up there.
Yeah.
But that's why we got to say, that's why I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, what I'm saying is I don't want to mock them and like put them down. I'm just saying they need to correct things. Like,
you already did that, right?
No, I don't think we're mocking them. I think we're calling out.
We're just calling out.
That's like they wanted to grandstand.
Yeah.
And
It
they
backfired.
thought
the first little girl knew how to play the game. She got up there and said, "I'm thankful for my family and God."
Here you go.
Okay. Good job. Get on out of
here. Actually, I did cut out a little bit.
Yeah.
And I cut that part.
Yeah.
Because she said more.
Oh,
but
she did?
because they were like, "Hold up, you gotta tell us more," and then she went into.
That's right.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
right. You're right. Because at the beginning they I guess a bunch of
this bring back trauma to me.
This is what I think happened. I think they had a group of kids before that.
Yeah.
That was like not acceptable. Like they saying, "I'm thankful for my PS5."
I'm thankful for napkin.
I'm thankful for my teacher.
Lights.
For my teachers. You know what I mean?
Thankful for table.
Because did you see the part that you cut off was when she goes on that rant. She's like, now y'all gonna get up here and y'all gonna say what y'all really thankful for. You ain't gonna be thankful for no teachers. You ain't gonna be thankful for no friends.
That's why we have to roast them, Jake, because you know they did that.
Yeah, and you cut that out.
You know they did that. They were not happy with the thankfulness.
Yeah. And you're right. That little girl did drop the ball at first, and they made her go again. And then she said, okay, I got it. My family and God.
No, that was the first answer. Then she said, I'm thankful that Jesus died for my sin. Like, then she went into like the whole but then they're like, okay. See, but the funny thing is, dude, they just wanted to hear what they wanted to hear.
That's why they need to be roasted. Yeah, because you know
gave it to them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what that I had this discussion with my cousin years ago when he was talking about how the Spirit of God is moving, and it was a little kid, and the little kid, dude, he couldn't have been older than Alonzo.
Yeah.
And he's up there in his little suit, and he's like, I decree and declare.
Yeah.
And I decree, and I'm like, and he's like, Spirit of God is moving. I'm like, dude,
he's just mimicking
that kid.
He's mimicking the adults.
He's mimicking what he was taught.
Yeah.
What you're saying, I did see a clip from a previous, I think it was like the week before. I didn't want to put too much, and it was, again, two women up there, and the girl just starts bust out singing. She can't sing. And she's singing, and they're like catching the Holy Ghost. It was really fake. I'm sorry. It was fake. It was fake.
Yes.
It was fake. It was emotional. What I'm saying, it was emotional and not spirit-led.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why I'm saying it was fake. I know that they were feeling something, but it was more emotional than anything else.
The antics
They're
took
trying
over,
to drudge up a feeling, right?
Jordan said, "Oh, sorry, Jake."
Because trust me, I know the Spirit of God moves. We've experienced the Spirit of God move a lot, but you can tell the difference. They were trying to drudge it up, and you guys know what I'm talking about when you're trying to drudge up a feeling in the Holy Ghost. So that's what happened on this other clip, which is connected to what James was saying.
Yeah.
I was going to read what Jordan said.
Yeah, go ahead. Read
He
Jordan's
said
comment.
that church will treat all the backlash from the video as quote unquote attacks from the enemy.
I hope they don't. I hope they learn from it. You know, I hope they grow from it. I hope they surrender to God and say, all right, maybe we messed some stuff up. Maybe we need to humble ourselves.
Yeah.
Because that child's, if they're doing it to that child, then it's the other children. And the woman said it like, this is for the children. This is the next generation. Like, okay. And I don't know if you guys heard like how they grew up in church. And I think she said, God doesn't change. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay,
she said
but
she was whooped in church and everything. Thank you.
The lady that was talking about the church. She's like, when we was in church, they didn't play in our church. We got whooped in church. God is the same today and tomorrow, and
But I think they're more concerned about the way they see God is the same today and tomorrow.
Right. And another part of it is you don't know what the mom has been telling them that they want to show her in the light, because the husband obviously moved on and remarried, and they want to show her as she's the one fighting in the gap while he's off marrying and living his life. She's fighting for these kids. You know what? Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like antics.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Jake, man. I feel for that child, and I pray that they watch themselves on here, and they see.
You see Jake just said they shut down their website. They know.
They don't want to hear.
They probably stood on it for like 2 days.
Yeah.
Hey,
the media person like, I can't hang. Listen, real quick. On a side note, you saw the kid that beat up those kids that beat up the mom and the kid in Chicago.
I had that video.
That backfired on them too.
I had that video to show y'all. Yeah, Chicago is wild right now, man.
Mm-hmm. But you saw what happened though. People came out.
Yeah. So we'll get to that. But now that you brought it up, I want to move to Chicago, because the first thing we want to show is, they tried to bring the National Guard in there. Brandon Johnson was all against it, and President Trump was talking about the crime there. and they try to act like there's no crime there. Did you guys hear about the shooting at the tree lighting ceremony?
No.
No.
Yes.
Tree lighting
I heard
for
about it.
Christmas.
Yeah, so there was a Christmas tree lighting and it was a mass shooting. 7 teenagers were shot.
What?
7 teenagers
When was
were
this?
shot. A couple of days ago.
Oh my gosh, man.
7 teenagers.
7 teenagers were shot.
Yeah, they don't have a problem. I don't see a problem.
One died. One died. The youngest was just 13, and it was just blocks away from where a man was killed at Dearborn and Adams. Serious questions for Chicago. Let's pull up the story so we can watch it.
We are in the backdrop of the Chicago Theater right behind me. The scene has
This is downtown.
Quieted down since we last checked in throughout the 10 o'clock hour, but this was the first shooting here. A CPD spokesperson tells me at least 6 people were shot between at least 2 different shooting scenes. We saw at least 4 people being treated by first responders here at Randolph and State, loaded into ambulances and taken away from here. While we were out here, there was another shooting scene that happened just blocks from where we are now. Alderman Brian Hopkins tweeted out just a few moments ago. He says that one of these victims, that there's at least one person with critical injuries with life-threatening gunshot wound to the torso. Multiple police officers attacked tonight and injured, maced, attacked with stun guns, and at least 1 police officer has been hospitalized tonight. Again, we saw just victim after victim here. We saw at least 4 from this scene. A Chicago police spokesperson confirming to us at least 6 people. He said to me, 6 people and counting, as this is still a very chaotic scene right in the Loop. There were thousands of people here tonight between the tree lighting, the Chris Kindle Market. This was the start of the holiday season. We were on State Street. You can see the trumpets on Macy's, the windows here. This is iconic Chicago in the holidays, marred, overshadowed, unfortunately, by this mass shooting in the Loop tonight. Chicago police, they are obviously still out here, still trying to gather details from looking at the victims who were loaded into these ambulances. These are young people. These were teenagers. We've seen Chicago police officers after the shooting telling some of these young kids who are still down here to go home. The night is over. There is no reason for them to be here unaccompanied. Joe, that's what we've gathered so far, and of course, still a lot more to come tonight.
Charlie, a couple of points here for our viewers who are watching this. This afternoon, you and I had talked about the possibility of a lot of chatter online that there might be some of these sort of teen takeovers, if you will, tonight. When we hear these, and there's this much chatter about it, typically they don't happen. But tonight, there was concern, at least even at the tree lighting earlier tonight. City officials were aware of this online chatter. Is there any indication that what's happened tonight led from what we all thought might be a possibility tonight?
Yeah, over the years, these teen takeovers have been an issue, have been a focal point for Chicago police. Social media was filled with young teenagers saying they were planning on coming down to Millennium Park. So if I know it, if we know it, if the media knows it, that kids are planning on it, certainly Chicago police investigators who spend a lot of time on social media, they were aware of it and presumably prepared for a large influx of young people. But just walking downtown, you could tell, there were a lot of people here, a lot of young people here unaccompanied. Teens, people who look under the age of 18, without adults, without supervision. And yes, usually when they are telegraphed, when there is a lot of chatter, then police will ramp up their patrols. They'll be vocal about it before it happens. And a lot of times that does deter something from happening. Those teen takeovers won't happen. A lot of times these events happen out of the blue, that no one is prepared. We've seen usually when it goes from winter to the warmer months that Chicago police, for a lack of a better word, they've been questioned or criticized for being caught flat-footed when there are a large influx. But that wasn't tonight. There was a huge show of force here downtown tonight. Chicago police were prepared for people, for families, and for the possibility of young people downtown. This is not something new. This is not something novel just this year for the tree lighting. We have asked the mayor this before. We've asked Superintendent Snelling and other superintendents of the Chicago Police Department what plans are ahead of large gatherings like this when there has been instances of, unfortunately, violence or large groups of young people who make it, unfortunately, unsafe for the majority of the people who came here to have a good night with their families, to see the tree Millennium Park, to go get some mulled wine, some candied nuts at Chris Kindle Market, look at the windows, enjoy Christmas. Unfortunately, the Loop is covered in crime scene tape. It really is hard to see, hard to fathom that just the juxtaposition of the joy of the holiday with flashing police lights, crime scene tape right here in the Loop.
Okay, that's the report. So this is a family Christmas tree lighting event downtown Chicago. People are afraid to come out of their homes. People in these neighborhoods are afraid to be out in the city. They were a little bit more willing to come to this because they were told that there was going to be a strong police presence. It was going to be safe. Everybody was going to go out there and have fun. Crime is down. Brandon Johnson's been telling them this. Nothing to worry about. Mass shooting, 7 people shot, 1 person killed, all teenagers, everybody below the age of 18. Wow. And there's children at these events. There's babies. There's families there. This is
How do you
a huge problem.
How do you explain that? How do you?
I mean,
even if you're liberal, you got to be real. You know, maybe sending the National Guard is
What's
not.
that sound?
Yeah,
that's Jake's house. That's the kids. You can hear them in the background. Yeah.
Has he said anything? The mayor.
He came out.
ain't gonna say nothing.
He came out and did a speech about it, and he made and he talked about how people in Chicago need to feel safe, and he talked about last time this happened. He refused to call it a teen takeover. He called it some kind of gathering or something like that. Remember, like he called it a gathering. Yeah. But he did have this to say. Let's pull this up, Mo. You want to hear what he had to say about it?
I do.
We cannot incarcerate our way out of violence. We've already tried that, and we've ended up with the largest prison population in the world without solving the problems of crime and violence. The addiction on jails and incarceration in this country, we have moved past that. It is racist, it is immoral, it is unholy, and it is not the way to drive violence down.
So he's about...
And that's all his staffers behind him.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
He's about defunding police and not putting people in prison that are criminals. So what do you do? What do you do?
What you do is every public event, make it mandatory that he comes. So when bullets fly, then you'll see how quick those laws will change.
Yeah, wasn't there a video of Pritzker? I'm gonna see if I can find it. Walking around Chicago, talking about how safe it was, but he's wearing a bulletproof vest
with bodyguards.
Yeah. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, man, they're phonies, man.
Yeah, this is sad. It's sad that people have to live this way and live in a city like Chicago.
Dude, Philly's like that, man. Like, dude, I used to always say, it'd be nice to take the kids to see the holidays are coming up.
Yeah.
To go. I don't want to do that. I don't want to take the train. We went down last Christmas for my sister's birthday when we took the train down to Philly.
And it smells like urine.
Urine.
And I gotta have my kids walking over.
Yeah, man. But the guy that came upstairs with his pants down.
Yeah.
Come on now, man.
Pants on the ground. Pants on the ground.
It's sad. Philadelphia is right there. I mean, not as bad, but it's close. You know.
That's sad, man. That families can't even just go to a tree lighting ceremony for Christmas.
Yeah. I'm sure the cops are fatigued too, but they.
I mean, they're understaffed right now. Like they defunded the police during,
and they probably told them not to do
Floyd.
anything.
Yeah,
to stop it from happening. You know what I mean?
And then you have these prosecutors that are letting these people out of prison. I mean,
they're frustrated.
In Chicago again over the weekend? Some dude lit a woman on fire.
Yeah,
that had been arrested. How many times do you think he's been arrested? Take a guess.
10.
Take a guess.
17.
Let me see if I can find it.
I saw it though. I don't remember.
It's not 17, so you saw it, but
like 43.
Yeah, keep going.
What?
So look at this story right here.
43.
This guy, Bethany. Well, people are calling her out now because she was a Black Lives Matter advocate, and then she got set on fire by a black man in Chicago. Let me see if I can find. That doesn't say how many times, but here we go. Imagine saying this after an innocent woman was lit on fire on your public transportation by a man arrested 72 times.
But here's the thing: who lets him out though?
These judges, these prosecutors.
That's what I'm saying. That's
that mayor that just talked about.
Yeah.
Oh, it's racist.
It's racist.
That's
he
crazy.
just got done
It's
saying
racist.
it's
The
racist.
family should
to put
sue,
people in
man.
prison.
Locking up, jailing people for committing crime is racist. That's not the way to go. Well, it worked. It worked in El Salvador.
Yep.
Do you know why? Do you know why back in the day when you watch the westerns they would hang people?
Oh yeah, I know.
Because they would go
It
and
sends a
commit
message.
the crime
stop.
again.
No.
They're not fearful.
Not that. I mean that is something, but it's because they didn't have enough prisons.
Wow.
They didn't have enough prisons, so you had to do it. Like, where were you going to put them?
True.
That and back in what people don't really say about the West, it was not as glamorous as the cowboy movies made it seem. It was rugged out there.
Yeah.
And they had to do that because there was a lot of people that went out west to seek fortune, and then they turned to crime.
Yeah.
They were first in gold mining, and first it was trapping, then they went to gold mining, and when those things started to fade out, then they started to rustle cattle and horses and stuff like that. And so a lot of people don't realize the history of it, but what really happened was these cattle barons started paying private companies like the Pinkertons and a couple other private lawmen to go out and kill them.
Yeah.
And put a stop to it. You guys ever heard of Butch Cassidy and Sundance? It was glamorized in a movie with Robert Redford and dang, I can't remember his name. They made them seem like almost like folk heroes, but in real life, the Pinkertons chased them all the way. No, Gerald LaForge, he was a lawman, chased them all the way to Bolivia.
Wow.
That's how this company paid them so much money and said, I don't care what you do, you track them down, and they followed them all the way to Bolivia and killed them.
Wow.
Damn.
All the way.
Bolivia.
But people don't like to show that story because it you know what I'm saying? Like one thing that we do in America is we glorify the criminal. We make the criminal the hero.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So what they don't show is after they track them down from the West all the way in Hole in the Wall. I think it was out somewhere in the Midwest, all the way to Bolivia in the 1900s, bro. You know how long that took?
Yeah.
They followed them for almost a year and track them down. Now, let me tell you something right now. One thing I know about criminals is this. If you put heat on them, like you just said, the El Salvadoran, man, they will crack. Because deep down inside, they're cowards.
Yeah.
You know? They're not really what you think they are. Without their boys and without their guns, they run away. They're rats, you know?
Yeah.
It's just sad because that's what these judges, now that you said that, see, there's no really repercussion for the family to sue the judge and the city that allowed this. A 72 arrest? That guy should be in prison for life, man.
Yeah.
For life. 72.
Even if the jury's, you know, they find them guilty, the judge is going to be like, oh, no.
Yeah, look at what just happened in Minneapolis.
That's crazy.
The judge said, nope, we're going to let him go free.
I think he had mental issues, though.
Yeah, but so did that guy who stabbed that woman on the train, and he had been arrested multiple times.
Yeah.
So
well, that's my
accountable.
point. Like, they need to be locked up somehow. You know,
Yeah.
like what happened to the asylums?
They all got shut down because they were inhumane.
Yeah.
Remember? But let's keep going on the Chicago train because
We got to read something, Mo?
Yeah, I was going to read Jordan.
Go ahead.
Jordan said, you guys have it all wrong. The violence in Chicago is caused by guns. We have a guns problem. The key is not to lock people up.
Well, guess what? You about to see some violence that doesn't include guns. It includes freaking elementary school students. You ready for this story? A pregnant mom and her child were jumped by school kids.
2 children.
While she had one child with her, right?
Well, I know, there's a little girl too.
No, the little girl was the one involved in the beating. Though that's you talking about the one that came on later talking about?
No, I thought it was her son, and her daughter.
No, it's her and her son.
Okay.
They were jumped by a group of school kids. Let's pull up this video that went viral. I'm not gonna play when they start fighting because.
Come on, blood. Shamar looking at. Shamar.
See, there's a little girl there.
Come here.
Yeah.
What you want,
Wait,
Shamar?
where? No, that's a boy.
No, I'm saying there's a little girl in front there too. Her daughter.
Oh, that's her
Shamar
daughter.
looking
Okay.
at.
So they didn't fight the little girl. They just fought.
Yeah.
Look at them ankles, blood. Shamar looking at.
See the little girl?
Julia. Bitch.
Why does my son?
Hey, fool, don't touch my brother, fool.
Why? Don't touch me. Oh, hell no. Those ankles asses. Fuck.
Look at them bitches, Greg. Crackhead. Other bitches, more.
So apparently the little boy had been getting bullied
for 2 years.
Yeah, and the mom started walking him home from school to protect him, and they jumped the mom. These are little children.
Yep.
And you know, people came on social media trying to defend the kids or blaming the school. Like they showed up to the school to protest the school for anti-bullying. No one wants to hold these kids' parents accountable.
They did.
Yeah, no, they're starting to do it now.
They did, yeah.
Yeah. But like when this first went viral, the culture was like, oh, hold the school accountable, bullying. Right. They're allowing bullying and all this stuff. They didn't want to hold these parents accountable.
Until people found out who they were and posted their pages.
Yes. Yeah, like they ended up having a protest.
Rashonda Hatter and her 9-year-old son.
I can't sleep because I wake up in the middle of the night with that vision in my head of my son calling my name to help him, and I couldn't do nothing for him. That really hurted me the most.
The 33-year-old reported to police she was walking with her son when they were attacked by a group of kids. It happened near 106 and Bensley Avenue around 3 p.m. Monday, just blocks away from school.
No mother should be that helpless and be targeted by children inside of her own community.
State Senator Willie Preston met with the victim and her son as they called for a meeting with school administrators. The victim told NBC5 the incident stems from bullying at school. Meanwhile, Chicago police launched an investigation. Parents and other concerned residents demand answers. They say this points to a deep-rooted problem in the community.
We need more help out here. Trump sending troops and stuff out here for that. Come send troops out here for these kids. We need these kids to open up more programs for our kids.
Police say Hatter and her son were taken to the hospital.
They're not letting Trump send troops out there. The problem is not the programs for the kids. The problem is we have a culture where are these kids' fathers at? Where are their mothers?
The government replaced them.
Yeah, how are they being raised? Why are these little kids
Daddy's government
being that bad? Like they're trashing the mom, what she's wearing. This is an adult.
Well, people pulled up the pages of the mothers of the ringleaders, and they're all single mom, middle finger to the camera, F you, their language. One mom wrote a long post cussing everybody out. Another one tried to make her daughter give a fake apology.
I saw that one.
Right. But this is, like I said, once the government stepped in and replaced fathers, right? Because there's the man in the house rule that people don't understand, especially if you want to qualify for any kind of government aid. And this specifically, Black and Latino community affects them a lot. I used to work for a guy who was a Section 8 landlord. And he asked me, he's like, do me a favor, James, when you go in, can you tell me if there's a guy or any man in the house? I never understood that. This was when I first started in my career. And I never said that until somebody explained to me, yeah, there's supposed to be a guy in the house. And so a lot of these women they realize they can get more money by, essentially having children and getting rid of the guy. Right?
Or they would sneak them in. They wouldn't
there's definitely a man around.
They wouldn't fully marry them.
There's definitely a man around. And so you get more money off of that. So these kids are a product of their environment. They probably saw... They definitely saw. They're copying what they see. You could hear the language. You could hear the verbiage. They were taunting them for a long time. And the little girl that threw the first punch, I'm not saying she's innocent, but she was instigated too. Go ahead, hit her.
And she's a straight A student, apparently.
Right. She's been one of the bullies of the boy too.
But she when she did her little apology online, she was trying to make it seem like she was just following everybody else, and she's not really like that. And
But so the real issue of this is, how did they get to the point where it's the women, the mothers defending their children without any father in sight? And we have to go back to Lyndon Baines Johnson with the Great Society, where Lyndon Baines Johnson said, when he proposed the idea of welfare and social programs, and he said, I'm going to have these ends voting Democrat for the next 200 years. Because that was essentially how they were able to trick black people, especially the Democrats, black people, especially black women, with saying, hey, you don't need a man in the house. And we all know this. When you have children that are unruly, if there's not a father in the house to have some form of discipline, it's only a matter of time before they get to a certain age where they don't fear the mother anymore, right? And so that's part of it too, because you could see the language of the mothers. Because I'm not blaming just the single mother, because obviously it's absentee fathers, but there's benefit the state rewards them for almost putting the man out.
Mhm.
When you start looking at these social programs and you say, why isn't our dad here? Well, a lot of times the moms are fully aware that if there is a man, they're going to lose their benefits. And not just that, but your wife, my sister, she told me that there was a girl on her job that was actually a woman, not a girl,
Yeah.
performing very well
Mhm.
and couldn't move up in terms of management. But she told her, hey, don't give me
Don't
any
give me
more.
more hours. I can only do this amount of hours without losing my benefits.
You're trapped.
Yeah.
You're trapped. So now making them believe that having a father in the home to help discipline or to help raise children, what would that lead to?
Mhm.
That.
Yeah.
You know? Because let me tell you something. They knew who to run up on. They would never run up on a man like that.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? They know who to pick on. Because I can guarantee you they would never run up on a grown man walking his children. They would never do that.
And it's like even a woman who was in good health, like this woman has sickle cell. She's not
Mhm.
as healthy.
She's almost built like them. She's
right,
small.
Right. Like it's just sad to see that behavior, you know.
Yeah, and the woman that said we need programs, she is correct about that. And actually, that's, again, Democratic-run cities where these programs, the after-school programs, all the boys and girl clubs, there were programs that, even Mike Tyson said this. Mike Tyson said, without these programs, I would have killed somebody, I would have been dead, or I'd have been in jail for life.
Mm-hmm.
So
we need programs though that again we need believers to step up, man. Step up into these spaces that are empty. Do something.
Yeah.
Like so volunteer some of your time and do something. If you're in these communities, there's something you can do.
There were, I did see after it, there were some black men that got together and started walking. I don't know if it's still going on, but I did see
Walking with the kids.
Walking with the kids.
Yeah.
They're starting to do that. And they were saying, I saw it on social media where a couple of older black men started saying, we're gonna start walking the kids, walking home. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
it's funny that it gets that bad, but when it gets that bad, you got to do the basic stuff, Like, you can't even think about it. Those kids that were doing that, you can't talk to them.
Yeah.
You can't challenge them. They won't hear you. It's not even going to happen unless you got something that they want.
Right. There needs to be a lot of relationship built there before they don't even have the trust of a man at this point.
Yeah. Not to mention the built up, who knows what they feel about their father and
trauma, all that.
Whether it's warranted or unwarranted,
And meanwhile, this is the stuff that people are advocating and fighting for legislation. I don't know if you guys saw this in Pennsylvania. Josh Shapiro just passed this bill to help out the black community and black women, because this is what's so important.
Human Relations Commission. The same would happen for our bill, because now hair discrimination is part of the protected class of race, which is in the PA Human Relations Act. So they could call their statewide Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission, and there are also satellite offices all across the state.
So Josh Shapiro just passed the Hair Discrimination Act.
Oh my God.
What does that even mean?
That means that you can't discriminate on people that wear dreadlocks or have certain hairstyles or braids, and it's a protected class now. People with.
But you know why that happened though? Because I did see something about that. This started happening when all the blue-haired, pink-haired people started to get their way. Then the black women were complaining because there was rules for them wearing braids. And then they were like, wait a minute. Because it is true.
Yeah.
Because you remember there was a couple years ago, there was this wave of like pink, blue hair, mohawks, all these kind of weird. And they were saying, hey, you have a dress code and you're telling me, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just explaining from what I heard about what they were talking about. It was to do with like this wave of the LGBTQ, but the white version of them with the pink blue hair. And then they were complaining. They were saying, wait, how do we have a dress code for us, but this is allowed? You know what I mean?
Right. So now they need protected class status.
No, I'm not saying they do. I'm just saying it came about. It was born out of them saying, "How does this group get this?"
Where would that dress code be?
I have never seen
it. It's like in a professional, like say management, like more up. You know,
I can't think of any organization where I've seen them like
enforce.
Say, you can't wear braids. You know what I mean? Like
I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what they were saying. They were saying that there was a dress code on like attire.
Maybe like for newscasters or something.
maybe but it's I know like when I was in management, they had like no earrings, no this, no showing tattoos. Now that's all changed.
Yeah,
you know.
The one news girl from Fox with
she always
wears braids. I don't know. I see
it was there because you remember police officers couldn't wear beards.
Well, police officers
and they couldn't show tattoos.
That's a different thing because
you know?
but that's different though. That's and that still exists because they have a code of conduct just like military does. You know what I mean? Like you're not allowed to have facial hair in the military either.
But now I see cops with beards now.
Yeah, because they don't enforce it as much. Yeah. But it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be clean shaven. When we worked at Showboat, they didn't let us have facial hair. I remember that. Remember that, Jake?
Yep.
You would get in trouble.
But you guys do know that like there was you would never go in an establishment and see a pink hair, blue hair person.
No.
Like that just happened out of no like within the last 5 years.
Right.
You would never see like gauges.
But
and
I usually
see a Hot Topic or something.
I usually only see them at Starbucks.
Yeah.
I saw them everywhere.
Yeah.
I saw them. I think it just hit, and then everybody was just.
It became a style.
It became a thing.
Yeah.
Because it's the white liberal marker.
Yeah, because remember when, say, in like 15 years ago, where did you see somebody with piercings and gauges? It was at Hot Topic, or Demo, or one of those Spencer's. One of those. That's where they went to, or some sort of like rock paraphernalia store. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, you're seeing that in the corporate setting. It would be a boardroom, and we're gonna go to Sharon now, and she stood up and she's like a peacock.
Yeah,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's the same thing with tattoos.
That's what I'm saying.
Tattoos are frowned upon.
So in that I remember reading this thing where this one woman was saying, she's like, so how is it that that's allowed? And a guy spoke up against that because a guy said, wait, I can't have facial hair, a beard, but people were complaining about this weird push of like identity based on your sexuality.
Right, because that's protected, because it's like
right.
You got to let people express themselves.
Yeah, and they allowed it. It was the beginning of the woke. I think it's died out now, but because they found out those people don't want to work, they just want to
yeah, they just want to grandstand and make TikTok videos.
Right.
Speaking of grandstanding, did you guys see that the strongest woman in the world? Did you guys see that competition?
Hey, remember when they said love is love, mind your business.
Yes. Did you see this, Jake? The strongest woman in the world, Jamie Booker,
is a man. Yes.
Yeah, strongest woman in the world. Pull it up. Literally won the competition over an actual woman. Look, she's pissed. Standing there, staring up at a full-blown man.
Samoan.
Pretending to be a woman.
Huge.
And cheering about how they pulled this off. Look at me, guys. I did it. Yeah, so
no, listen, women were the ones saying love is love, leave people alone.
They're still out there advocating for trans women
to be in their
being
spaces.
in their spaces. They're still out there doing it.
Well, hey.
And then saying women like Riley Gaines, right?
Yeah,
are hateful because.
But more and more people are calling it out, though. I did see a guy at a track meet, and he's like, "That's a dude. That's a dude." Yeah. And some people were admonishing him, but for the most part, people were clapping. You know,
is that the one? Is that the guy?
This is the woman.
This is the one.
They lost.
I can barely see.
Yeah. Libs of TikTok said, everyone please join me in congratulating Andrea Thompson, the rightful winner of the Women's Strongest
She looks strong as heck.
Championship. Yeah. But, a man came in and beat her no problem. But
Do you have a picture of the man?
I just showed it to you.
No, he went to up close.
That's the video.
Yeah.
Is there like a picture like that?
Let me see. There you go. Here's another video of this man.
It was an honor just to even share the stage with you and be there to cheer you on and be cheered on by you. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna try very hard not to. I also want to say thank you to all the athletes, both in my own gym and especially over at Dungeon, who have given me some really impressive pointers over the past few months. In particular, of things like stones and circles.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'll lift next. I don't even know what I'll do in an hour.
That's the man. That's the man. But apparently, after the backlash, they stripped the title, I think.
Did they?
Yeah. I saw something about that.
Why even go there? You don't think that they...
Because they got the backlash. That's why.
No,
Oh, you mean you're talking about him?
I'm talking about the organization.
Oh. Bro, they just...
Because they had to strip the title from, what's his name?
Leah Thompson?
Leah Thompson, yeah.
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 Like, nope, like, they're not down for that.
Listen, someone posted in Living Color with Vera DeMilo and like Wanda and all these things, and they were like, life imitating art in the 90s.
Yeah.
This was all, we all laughed at this as kids, you know?
Yeah, remember that you sent that sketch of, was it you that sent the sketch of Mad TV where they were making fun of like the woke college students?
Yeah.
That's real life
That's
now.
real life.
Yeah.
That's real life, man.
The funny thing is when you were talking about Riley Gaines. When I see like people attack her with the insult, like, you look like a trans woman. Like, do you understand what you're doing there?
I actually like when they do that.
I know. That's why they don't understand that you're using it as an insult to an actual
black women do that a lot.
To an actual woman.
Black women do that a lot. If you don't side with them, they're like, you're gay.
Yeah.
You're sassy.
Right.
But I thought you Sassy Santana.
Isn't that what that's how Charlemagne flipped it on Dame Dash, remember?
Yeah, Dame Dash.
He kept calling him gay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Billboard checked Charlemagne for that too.
Did he?
He checked him.
What'd he say?
With his you know how like Charlemagne, the Breakfast Club, the liberal, they're always advocating for gay.
Yeah.
And he tried to insult Bill with a gay joke. And then Bill said, you and this weird like homophobia kind of thing that you got going on. It was actually pretty funny. But nonetheless, it's they want to advocate for it, but they use it as an insult towards you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like these trans advocates are using the insult of Riley Gaines looking trans, not realizing that you're admitting that trans people don't look like real women.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not smart.
Yeah.
And to me, aside from that, man, it's sad because you weren't good enough to compete with the men.
Yeah.
That's why you're there.
That's why you're there.
That's why you're there. Like, aside from everything else, you have an unfair advantage, but you picked it because you never see the opposite way. You never see the females trying to compete with the males.
Because there's nothing, they can't win. They know
it's always the men.
Yeah.
It's always the men. It's always the men trying to get into the bathrooms. It's always the men trying to get into massage parlors.
Yeah.
Always the men trying to
Locker
beat them.
rooms.
It's always.
Yeah.
You never see the butch lesbians trying to get in with the...
And get naked in front of the men like, come on, guys, we're all in this together.
Someone just posted a video. It was at a football game, and it was a couple of butch lesbians, clearly dressed like dudes. Guess what line in the bathroom they were going in?
The women.
Yep. And they look like dudes.
Yep.
But guess what line they were in?
Yep.
They weren't going in with the men.
Right.
But it's the men who are dressed because they're cosplaying
Yeah.
and they want to go into female bathrooms. That's what that is.
Yep.
It's a sickness.
And they know they could beat them. They know, because what was he? What was Leah Thompson? He was 400th or something like that.
Yeah.
Competing with the men, and females number one. That's a... Come on now.
Number one in everything.
In everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Technically, didn't she tie? Leah
Riley Gaines?
Yeah, a few times.
Riley Gaines tied.
But I remember
I think it was
her.
her.
I remember Riley Gaines before had met or matched with Leah or whatever.
Right.
She was hearing whispers of this person that's not realizing that this was a man.
A man, yeah.
You know, it was, you know, he was,
dude, he's towering over
number
them.
one in every category, which is unheard of.
Yeah, he's towering over them. It's not even.
Yeah,
you can
the
obviously
shoulder
tell. Yeah,
looks like a swimmer.
and even if you say it's a tall woman, the frame doesn't match.
And then there's that race in the same competition where, like, I know he blew out everyone by, like, you know, an astronomical amount, 20 seconds or something. And then the very next race, I guess after the backlash, he came in 5th. You know what I mean? To just to show everybody, see guys, I can't win them all.
What are you gonna do?
And then people point to that when they make the argument. Riley, Leah Thomas came in 5th place. Like, come on,
slow it down. Yeah,
come on, stop it. All right. Anyway, that's our new transition.
Anyway, what's going on for Thanksgiving, boys?
What's everybody making before we wrap up? I was going to show Mamdani meeting with Trump when he called him a fat.
Well, I might be coming to yours.
What?
I don't know,
bro. You gotta let me know.
No, because I my father-in-law has been harassing me nonstop. And so
he's coming up.
He may come up, but I already told my wife. I said, I ain't trying to deal with this.
Wow,
he would not stop. He's just harassing me.
He's still sending you stuff.
Still sending me stuff. He's sending it. I told you he found me on Instagram. He's still harassing me.
Wow,
he's still harassing me.
Why did you block him on text?
No, I'm not gonna block him.
Okay,
because I feel like this. My logic with it is like, I'm gonna let him keep going.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because. For me, I realize he's a sick person.
Mm-hmm.
So the best thing to do is I'm not going to respond, but I'm not going to go through the
Yeah.
I'm let him have his fill.
Mm-hmm.
Let him have his fill. And for me, it's a testament for me to exercise control.
Yeah, and patience.
Yeah. To exercise control.
And give it to God, basically.
Yeah, give it to God, exercise control, because I can't hide everything.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's like, block him, block this. I'm like, no. I'm not going to respond.
So now that you haven't responded on message, he found you on Instagram.
He found me on Instagram.
And said, I'm going to get you.
Yeah. Shaniqua was like, you should just block him. I'm like, no. Because I can't, you shouldn't run away from everything that comes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but that doesn't mean I have to get him. I'm just going to ignore it. I don't even open it. I just, but Shaniqua asked her sister, Lord, I hope Shaniqua's not listening. She gonna be. I had to say that,
right? You didn't think about that.
I didn't think about that. I went and check. Simone, tell me the zip. Give me the zip.
Zip it. Up.
Give me the zip. If you...
Man, I feel blessed.
Papa Jeff, you got the best. Listen,
Papa Jeff just
Pop just got a new place.
He just bought a new house.
Listen,
it's like a cabin.
Ask
field.
Papa Jeff if he would adopt the black son-in-law half Indian.
Oh, I was about to say.
Ask him.
He's opening up his home. I sent you guys that. I forgot to say that he's opening up his home that anybody can stay, and we can go on his boat. In Virginia Beach.
Then I go down there and he's Army brothers with him. They're best friends.
Oh, you talking about such and such? Oh, that's my guy.
Can from the Pan. So I just told, I politely said, I said, listen, I just want to say this because this is somebody's house. If I do go, because Kendra said she invited him, and I just said, listen, that's a holiday. I'm not trying to get into anybody. I'm not even going over there to talk about politics, but I just don't feel welcome. So for me, I'm gonna go. But if he does come, I'm just gonna remove myself.
Yeah.
Well, you let me know, brother. Yeah. We will be here.
Come to a place that loves you. You can come to my. You can come to my house.
Right.
Listen, we are.
But I'm going in.
I'm frying a turkey.
Right. Well, I'm going in with good spirits, but like I said, the whole point of what I'm doing is, I don't want to hide. I don't want to run away. But I don't have to engage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not going to engage with him because everybody's like everyone said just ignore, and I'm like no. It's yes. Am I upset about this in terms of like I don't like it, but I don't want to hide from it either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
but the ones that are saying ignore it, they're not. Are they confronting anything either?
No. No.
They don't like it, but they won't say anything.
No, they won't. Shaniqua was more upset because of how he's treating me, obviously. But this is her father. But I told her, I said, what has happened really? Sorry, this is like during the therapy session.
Nah,
here.
it's all
I'm
good.
talking
That's
about
what it's
Turkey.
about.
This is
I
family time.
said, no. I said, part of it too is when you allow somebody to do something for so long, their outlook on it is like, you're okay with my behavior, right? And the expectation is he wants to lower me to his level, to show everybody I'm just like him, right? And so Shaniqua's aunt is a therapist, and her and I talk a lot. She says no. She's like, you continue to be a great father, a great husband.
That's all you got to do.
And she's like, and you deliver on that promise.
Give it to God, man.
Right. And I said, okay.
Yep.
And so that's it. You know what I mean? So
because every day that you show up and be a father and be a faithful husband and be the best, person you can be, is you winning that argument.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I said. I made a joke to one of her cousins. He was kind of like, man, what's up, man? Why you got Pop so upset? I said, yeah, because I said, let me check. Let me run on the list. No murders, never been to prison, no gold, no silver bracelet ever touched these hands.
Right.
No children out of wedlocks. Never lived with a woman. Never cheated on her, never hit her. She don't call for money. Yeah. Oh, I voted Republican. Yep. Definitely deserve death. Right.
The worst.
The worst. I totally get it. I understand your frustration.
Yeah.
And he was like, dang, man, dang. I was like, come on, man. I was like, cut it out.
When you sent me that screenshot of the comment that he left on that picture, like that was wrong, bro.
Yeah.
That was wrong.
But he's in delusion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I still pray for him because obviously
you have to.
God can turn his life around. Yeah. But I'm just it's out of my hands now because there's just so much venom.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I really wouldn't get through to him because he just wants revenge.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
yeah. Uncle Denny said he's in the chat. He said
Shout
happy
out to
holidays.
Denny, We've been praying for you, Uncle
yes,
Denny.
Sir.
Hope you're feeling better, man.
Yeah. Yeah, happy holidays to everybody
Happy
listening.
holidays.
Enjoy your I'm brining my turkey tonight too. I'm not frying, but I'm
you got to brine it though.
Yeah.
It's even if you're baking it, brining it makes all the difference.
Yeah.
I'm brining my swine.
Brining your swine. Yeah.
Oh, you're doing a
He's making a pernil. And
Yeah.
macaroni and cheese. My mom's making rice. I got the turkey. I put the turkey in the brine yesterday.
Ian's already making fun of me.
Yeah.
He's like, oh man, you should come over here. I'm like, nah,
yeah, Ian's coming over, man.
I gotta go over.
Yeah. So it's actually gonna be kind of quiet because both your sisters won't be here.
Where's Abigail going?
She's going to Josh's family.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
Shelly's got her plans.
Right. Shelly's showing up last minute. Don't you worry about that.
So we'll get a call Thursday morning.
Hi guys.
Don't do that to her.
Listen. I'm so over that.
Yeah.
I love her, but God damn.
Yeah. Shelly's not coming, so it's just gonna be us, man. So,
I'm looking forward to it. I've talked to God about it, and I said I'm not gonna let these little things.
Yeah.
I already know how I'm gonna handle it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use this opportunity to spend with my kids, my family. Like Sophia's helping now.
Yeah.
She's like, my son is trying to help.
That's beautiful, man.
So I'm just gonna use it because I'm making the turkey.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Liz gonna tell your cousin that we doing 2:00 dinner. I said, what? That's too early. And she goes, you know what she says? Simone does his dinner at 12 p.m.
Listen.
I'm like, why are we trying to follow what Simone does?
I don't do that anymore because we're doing a 4 or 5.
Oh, okay. What?
Yeah,
that's bedtime for you, bro. Like on Thanksgiving.
You're breaking all the rules.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be eating at 8 o'clock.
You know
why?
why?
There now.
Yeah, Jess is involved now.
Yes, and it used to be just really small, right?
Yeah.
It just
Right.
I would just get the cooking over with and just eat and watch football all day.
Yeah.
And then have food all day. You know,
It makes sense.
It makes sense.
Stan would come over early and then go to Nina's.
Yeah, and then go to Nina's when they. I think they have theirs pretty late too.
Jessica
6
said,
o'clock.
"Absolutely, slow it down."
Yes, sir.
Won't getting up at 3 a.m. to make a turkey.
What's Panda making?
I think he's making what's that potato, sliced potato with the creamy sauce?
Au gratin.
Au gratin, yeah.
Or scallop potatoes, either one.
Yeah.
That's
what
I
he's
love
making.
that. Okay, Panda man.
Yeah.
So Jake's gonna make the penne and some mac and cheese. That's gonna be good.
Oh, Jake's coming over here?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Yeah. So it's just gonna be us and Jake and my mom, and that's it.
And
That's it.
And Jake's famous flan. I haven't had that in a long time.
Are you making? You ain't making flan, are you?
You know, I thought about that today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, should I make that?
I went down to a Colombian restaurant in Vineland, and I was like, man, this ain't no Jake's flan.
Well, we
I didn't know for that. Colombians?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's why. I messed up.
I don't know. I mean, don't,
Puerto Ricans, right?
Mike Suarez, Mike Nino, don't shoot me. But as far as I know, Colombians.
Who's known for it? Who's known
Puerto
for
Ricans.
Puerto Ricans,
right,
yeah.
Puerto Ricans, yeah.
That's what
I mean.
mean.
It's not flan though. It's flan.
Flan. Well, whatever.
Flan.
You know what I meant.
You gotta put that soft G at the end.
Right? That's why I said faux. All right? It's an O on there. Say it fa.
Yeah.
Pa.
Now, I work with this Puerto Rican guy, Angelo, and he saw me getting it. He's like, And I was like, come on, man, don't be hating. Well, he was right.
He was right. Yeah.
It was good. It wasn't, it just, maybe it was, I don't know how they.
Jake does a cheesecake flan. That's why his is like his has way more flavor. So.
Yeah.
I'm making greens. I haven't made greens in a few years.
What, collard greens?
Yeah.
Nice.
I might stop over and get.
Are you doing turkey, Jamie?
Yeah, I'm doing a fried turkey.
Why did I say turkey?
Jamie hasn't baked a turkey in like 10 years.
Nah, I put that, man. I got my special brine going since yesterday.
Jamie's been risking his hands and fingers since 2010.
Yep.
Don't drop the turkey this year.
Yeah.
Are you doing stuffing?
Yes.
See, he's talking about me being half Indian.
That was I blame my mom for that one. My mom gave me faulty
Who wants turkey?
She gave me
He scooped it.
She gave me faulty
Just hear those labels.
Yeah, I'm making stuffing.
Nice.
I'm making sweet potatoes, stuffing. Liz making green bean casserole. I'm making cranberry sauce.
Nice. I see. I like that cranberry sauce.
Yeah,
not
from
the
scratch.
Yeah.
Not the gelatin.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, I like
I can't even lie. I like stovetop and I like the gelatin.
What?
Jake
But I do like the
Do you doctor it up?
The fresh one too. It's just different to me. You know what I mean?
Take a bit of both.
It's nostalgic.
Well, you know,
nostalgic.
Jamie goes extra on everything.
I got to. I can't help
All
it.
right.
Man. My cranberries is going.
Jamie was in the cranberry box picking them himself. No.
Yeah, Jess is making fresh cranberry. She's
Yeah,
making
I like
green
both.
the green bean casserole with her homemade mushroom. Not the Campbell soup. We didn't play that.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Well, you know, it's still gonna be good. I'm sure everybody's gonna have good food.
Nice.
We'll see all the pictures. But
Yeah, I would love to do one with everybody.
we got to do that one year.
Yeah,
with
man.
everybody in one
Yeah.
place, but we need to have a really big house for that.
When we move to South Carolina, y'all could come down.
We were in Charleston over the weekend.
Yeah.
Last weekend we were in Charleston, 78 degrees.
78 degrees, dude.
78 degrees.
I'm telling you,
man.
I've been texting Nana.
And it was nice, man.
I've been texting Nana, and like I while I was down there, like I talked to a couple of people, contractors and stuff, bro.
The work is there.
The work is there, but the weather, man.
Yeah.
The weather.
Dude,
The
they're
weather.
building so much.
I'm telling you.
Everything is new.
I'm telling you. And we just got a kick in the pants because our HOA went up to $300 a month.
Ooh.
Bro.
Dang.
When I moved in, it was $150.
That's so you don't have no Indians building towers next to you.
They might as well come and build one to justify that. So I don't know, man.
That's a lot.
I don't know. And I keep getting, and now the realtors are calling me. They're dropping the prices like $25K.
Wow.
Because it's slowed down in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm like, I told Shaniqua, I said, we're planning on going back. But what I like about it is like, because there's so much opportunity in the trades for her, but I kind of like the idea of winter. They really only experience winter in January and February.
Yeah.
And when I say winter, I'm talking 30 at night,
Yeah.
50 in the daytime.
Right.
You know, so I'm like,
I could take that all day.
could you imagine having an outside Thanksgiving? Because the one guy I was talking to, I was like, he knows Shaniqua. I was like, so what you got? He's like, we have Thanksgiving outside. I'm like, are you serious?
On the grill, turkey on the grill.
They have they have a
tent.
A tent, and they just add to it, and they just
But I'm saying I would grill a turkey.
Oh,
if the
my
weather
gosh,
was nice, I would grill it.
I was
Smoker.
Like, yep.
I would still smoke it.
He said 1 year. 1 year, he said they've been down there for like what, 7 years. He said 1 year was like 80 degrees.
Wow.
I was like, my gosh, man.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know. I like seasons, man. Yeah.
I mean, you still get seasons.
Listen, taxes a year is $1,700.
That will bring me down.
The taxes.
Florida, no taxes, no property taxes,
and all the policies happening in this state, man. Like the energy policies.
Mm-hmm.
Our energy costs have like tripled because of them closing down all the power plants.
Yep.
For this green initiative that ain't doing nothing. Like this is crazy.
Yep.
Where are we moving?
Hey man, South Carolina was nice.
Yeah, man. I like Charleston, but
it's expensive. Charleston is expensive.
It's expensive. It's expensive because it's more, touristy. And, but Conway's to me is where it's at. But whatever, we're gonna go back down and check it out.
Listen, things will happen in God's timing and God's will.
One of us got to make the jump. That's what it is.
Yeah.
When somebody make the jump.
Yeah. And we got to be able to do it practically for everything that we got going on. Everybody's got life stuff. We got our business.
Hey, we got AI now, man. We can have an AI Jamie and Jake and Simone up there. We can put that up there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right.
I never got to tell you this. Jorge was like, man, those guys are good, man.
Oh yeah, Jorge came to the show. He had a good time.
He had a great time.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
He had a great time.
Bro, I was so surprised to see him. He was like the last person.
Yeah. Yeah,
because your wife made me bring that burger in,
That's right.
And he was like, hey, what's up, Simone? I was like, what?
He's an IT guy now too.
Yeah, man. Another Colombian.
Yeah.
Man, I know so many Colombians now. I feel like you, man.
Yeah. That's right, man. That's my boy, man. I love Jorge, man. He come a long way.
Yeah.
You know David Rodriguez too. He's half Colombian.
He's half Colombian?
Yeah.
I got another Colombian on my soccer team too. 3 Colombians on my team.
South Americans in soccer, man. What do you expect?
Yeah.
That's all about that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, God bless everybody.
Yeah, man. Appreciate everybody for watching. We thank you guys. Everybody have a great holiday season.
Yeah, enjoy the time with your family.
We'll see you guys next week after we'll talk about everybody's turkey situation, and we'll have pictures and all of that. But make sure you guys share the video, like this. Again, Patreon is in the description if you guys want to join over there and become members. And don't forget, merch is in the merch store in the description as well. God bless everybody. We appreciate you. Peace.
Young lion, go live, yeah. Young lion, you rich, yeah. This kingdom has room, yeah. Go and fight people in, ooh.